same fucking shit.
It's just like the Bayonetta. I mean, I only wanted to talk about that as each new bit of information came out. I wasn't going to talk about it
I'm in a slump, and I
on
can't
a,
even
in
play games.
but anyway, what's up everybody? What's up Sandstorm in the chat? Get this podcast started here.
What's up, everybody?
I believe Robert will be here at some point unless he fell asleep. He was just in the chat like 20 minutes ago.
Fucking roll it.
Was he narcoleptic?
He's gonna pop up when he wakes up.
Retrodust finally experiencing the greatness of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It does take a while because there is a lot of tutorial stuff, a lot of cinematics in the beginning before you can really dive into the combat and exploration and stuff.
It's not it takes a while for me to love it. I had to put it aside because all the shit came out and like I had to do other shit, you know. And now I'm just fully fucking invested. I'm like 30 something hours in. Everybody's like level 37. Like, and I'm still in chapter 3. So I'm just saying, you know, I'm like fucking. I just love being in that world, exploring.
Yeah, you're gonna find the combat
so
get very boring though at that high. You're gonna just be destroying everybody without thought. That's what kind of happened. And I didn't even level up nearly like you. And
I don't have a problem with that. I feel because I hear that a lot about Xenoblade, but like, you know, every corner there's like stronger enemies. I'm still leveling up, and then oh cool, there's some quest related shit. I'm like fuck.
Yeah, but look at
like 5 levels higher than me. You know.
Look at the level requirement for your next chapter, and it'll be like 15, and you're at 36. Then you're just gonna breeze through it.
Well, that's good for me though. Then I can just do some story shit for a while.
So I don't know. It was last week, I believe. I think Xenoblade Chronicles 2 had the best chain attack system. 3's for me after like 80 hours in the game. I was starting to feel it was kind of feeling redundant, and I haven't really gone back ever since I beat the game. I think I played it a little bit after to unlock a couple extra characters after you beat the game, extra hero characters, and once I got them, I was like, yeah, I'm done. Like, I don't really want to do another chain attack again in my life, honestly. Like,
I feel the chain attacks are just very more straightforward and accessible. Like, you don't have to think about it the way you'd had in 2.
It took me a minute
like,
to get it down, though.
And all that stuff.
I didn't click with it right away, but there's a couple heroes that basically, there's one that if you use them last to get your 100, over your 100 on the chain attack, you get every party member back that you had used. So you can use all your healing, you can use you use your regular people, and then you use your healing that stays at 99, and then you follow it with that hero, takes you to 120 or whatever, and then you get everybody back for the next turn. It's like guaranteed 3-4 million if you're fighting a big enemy, you know. It's like that kind of broke it for me, but either way I still give 2 the nod. Yeah, I didn't go back to Future Connected either. I played it a little bit and I wasn't feeling it. Like Shulk. But we'll talk about Xenoblade Chronicles 3, finally Xenoblade game, which to me makes the most sense for getting a Game of the Year nod. I don't think even if 2 had come out before the cutoff, I don't think it would have been. With Zelda and Odyssey, I don't think 2 would have been a Game of the Year nomination anyway. I personally don't think it would have.
I gotta watch the Game Awards now.
But
not.
It is cool. We'll go through our annual. I'll discover the categories, what categories are there now, and what the nominees are. It's always interesting, if not. It's way more interesting to me than even the thought of watching the show. Like, I love us making fun of the nominees and how sometimes they'll just like bend the rules to get something in there. Like DLC was like best RPG one year, DLC for what was that? What was it for? Overwatch? Not Overwatch. It's not an RPG. There was DLC for some RPG was the Game of the Year, or was the RPG of the year. So we'll go into that. I want to talk about Sonic Frontier. I did watch a few more videos on it since the last podcast. I don't want to cover everything. Donkey made a funny video and the user scores. He showed the user score compared to like Odyssey, and it's higher than Breath of the Wild. Frontiers at an 8.8 and Breath of the Wild was at an 8.7, and he pointed it out at the end of the video, just showing how ridiculous that was. and a bunch of his fans went and review bombed, and it got it down to 8.6.
Oh
And
no.
and there were some salty Sonic fans, so I definitely want to talk about that. I'm gonna give my final impressions
What's
slash
gonna
review.
happen now to that game?
Bayonetta 3, I beat it. I have 33 hours. Well, I got to the credits.
Hey.
33 hours. And I went back and I replayed up to chapter 6, getting platinum with Bayonetta. I did the one John side level 2 to get platinum. And first of all, the ending, the one people were mad about, I thought it was a great ending. Like, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was very touching. I thought it was very appropriate. It was a good mix of sad and happy kind of stuff. It was just a good ending, I thought, and it was very fitting for the franchise and for the game. And the whole end sequence with the credits. There's always the verses that you have to fight during the final credits. There's post credit stuff. I thought it was really good. The only issue is one of the three final verses is the stupid kaiju rock paper scissors shit that you did once earlier in the game, and it's like it's really hard to do good on that. It's not really skill based. So I was like, yeah. But overall, I thought it was a good end. Last fight, like Astro Chain, I felt like the last fight brought the game down. I felt like this elevated the game. So I'm probably, it's hard to say. Just after I beat it, I was like, man, I think this might be a little higher than a 9 for me, maybe like a 9.2. And then I replayed just the Bayonetta sections up to chapter 6. I'm like, man, if this was the game, if this was all the game was, it would be, like I said last week, I think it'd be like a 9.7, 9.8 territory. It's hard for me to judge the game without considering the actual things that are in the game I don't like. So like Viola, still don't like Viola's stuff. She has a post credit battle and it's a pain in the ass. So there's some decisions that I wish they didn't do. Overall, though, I still say definitely a solid 9 for me. I really enjoyed it, and it had the best like post credits dance sequence because Bayonetta always has like a dance sequence or some kind of dance at the end. It was amazing. I loved it. I captured almost the whole thing in 30-second increments on Switch using the capture button, and I rewatched it a couple times. So I really enjoyed it. It started off a little rough, but it ended up really solid. So it's gonna be battling with Horizon, I think, for which one's ahead of the other. So, but yeah, so I enjoyed it. T, did you get a chance to play it yet? No.
I'm telling you, man, I'm in a slump. I'm in some weird slump I can't get out of. I mean, obviously, it's harder for me working two jobs,
Mm-hmm.
but I do have time, and it's like because of that, I rather kind of veg and then play games right now, and I get into these slumps every once in a while.
As long as
Where
you
it's
ain't
like,
rewatching She-Hulk in your spare time instead
oh
of
fuck,
gaming.
no, no, no. Again, it's only a 30-minute show, barely 30 minutes. So even though I was watching that, just watching the roadkill, it was short. At least it was short. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna get out of it this week. I feel like I want to play now, so
I
uh, I'll probably get out of this slump.
I was gonna get either Plague Tale or God of War, and I was like, you know what? Let me just play a little more Near Automata since I started it. I binged that shit. I had Thursday and Friday off. Um, it would have been a perfect game to talk about last week because the very definition of a game that was designed to be played past the credits. That game is literally a third of the way through the first time you see the credits. I mean, there's not even a debate about it. Even Square Enix has a message pop up. It says this is not the end of the game. What's up, Sandstorm?
And why end it?
That's because the guy's really weird, I guess. I watched a video on some of his other games, and he just has a weird storytelling method. And so you play through the game. I didn't even know I figured it was like a 40-hour game. I was 10 hours in. I'm fighting this boss, and then it's like a little cutscene, and then credits are rolling. I'm like, what the fuck? Did I miss like a bunch of side quests? What the hell's going on? Because I didn't know. And then the credits roll, and then it pops up Square Enix. No, that this is not the end of the game. You saw the credits, but we encourage you to keep playing. There is multiple. It's like Resident Evil 2. If anybody played that, you play the A. It's not route, but I forget the wording. And then you play it as the other character, and you see things from the other character, and you play basically a different game set in the same time frame as the first playthrough. So you beat it with 2B, and then basically start. I was like, fuck, I guess I'll see what this is all about. I'll start over. And then you're playing as the companion character, 9S, and you're like seeing all the stuff he did off screen and stuff before that, and you're doing a lot of twin stick shooter. It's very shoot 'em up. Like almost all his gameplay is shoot 'em up related. So if you love shoot 'em ups, it's like very heavy into that. And then there's a part where he disappears for a good chunk of the game. Well, you get to see what he's doing. He's like hacking into like a mainframe and stuff, and you're doing this other gameplay. It's like a completely different game at that point. And I just feel really bad for anybody who saw the credits roll and just turned off Nier Automata. Like, there shouldn't be credits roll. Like, it's just crazy. And then there's a third. You play it the third time, then you're playing as a completely different character that's only briefly in the first two playthroughs. So, but yeah, I was like, dang, and it gets like you were talking about, oh, you just fight the same robots. Technically, there's quite a bit of variety, but I don't really want to. Let's just say the robots change more than just in a physical way, like the way they look. There's a lot of changes that happen throughout the game that make it feel completely different by the end. You might be slashing up the same kind of dome-shaped robot, but I don't want to say anymore. If you ever play the game, it's.
Do you view it like kind of like an episodic game where if you've ever played like any, I guess, Telltales or whatever,
I guess it would be like
where it's like the credits roll, that episode's done, but then you continue on to the next.
But this
part.
This takes place in the same sequence of events. You start over from the beginning again, but you're a completely different perspective, and most of it's you're shooting. You're like either the old school left and right shooting stuff above you, dodging all these projectiles, or it's a twin stick shooter for most of his playthrough. It's like
pretty sure
you already did that. You already finished that part.
You
already finished that person's part.
I'm back to the last boss fight again. I just had to turn it off because I was watching.
So and did it feel quicker than your 2B stuff?
I would say
it's the same length.
I would say it's shorter in that. I had to read up because I'm like, what the fuck's going on? There's like 26 different endings, but some are just like random. You're halfway through a playthrough and I guess you eat a fish. If it's a certain type of fish, and then the game just ends, and you have to start back over from the beginning.
I ain't got time for that shit.
But
26.
That sounds really annoying.
I do want to do the main 3. Everyone says there's 3 main, and then once you play the third one, then you can chapter select. You can pick whoever character you want to play as.
Oh, okay.
That's and then that.
So it kind of seems like that 3 things. That's the game.
That would be the post game. Anything after the third. Is your microphone?
Your mic is wrong, Robert.
Yeah, I think you.
Discord, I just happened to check it, and mine was all set back to my camera.
Oh, okay, yep.
So,
mine's good, right?
Yeah, yours is good. What about you, Sandstorm? I didn't hear you yet.
Can you hear me? Is it good? Okay.
Is back to this?
Yours is good now,
There you go.
Yeah, I just randomly check now every once in a while, and mine was set back to default. 20 plus. I mean, it's one of those, like, one of the endings happened, I found by mistake. I started as the 9S character, and instead of going to the ship right away, I just walked down a little, like in the factory in the beginning. If you played that demo, I just walked down the arm of a crane, and the game just ended. It said 9S was never seen again, and blah blah blah, and then the credits roll real fast, and then I had to do that little.
That's kind of like a choose your own adventure, those books where it would end, and then you go, oh, we'll go back to if you want to.
But that
and
was
you don't start from the very
in.
beginning, do you? Or
that
no?
was
You start from
you start at the very. No, you start at the very beginning. But that was a minute into that.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, I got to.
That proves that demos can be detrimental to a game.
Yeah.
Because I had no interest in the game after playing the demo. But if you guys had bought it and just talked about it, I probably would have ended up buying it and playing it. But because I actually played the demo,
let's just
I got
say
for it myself. I didn't care for the demo. So
there's a point where you'll start feeling bad about mowing through all those robots, and it just comes out of nowhere. It came out of nowhere for me. I was like, why do I feel bad about this all of a sudden? And it just gets more and more as you play the game. It's really cool. Really cool idea, and I just feel sorry. I feel bad for anybody who saw the credits roll after 10 hours. And to answer your question, Robert, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go explore, and I'm going all over trying to figure out stuff. So the second time I was like, I just want to get through this so I can get to the third one, and then I want to be able to get back to 2B, playing as 2B.
So you could just select. Gotcha.
So, but yeah, it's just weird. I wonder if Square put that in later on, that message that pops up, if that's part of the Game of the Year, the Yora edition, if that wasn't part of the original game, because I feel like they probably saw a bunch of people stop playing based on like trophies and stuff. They probably saw people stop playing after those credits rolled, because it doesn't play like a Bayonetta game, which 10 hours of an action game is pretty decent length.
Yeah.
But with that, I felt like there's a bunch of side quests I hadn't done. Half the map hadn't been unlocked, and I was like, what the hell? How's this over? So,
okay.
But it's pretty cool. And I did swap the buttons so that it mapped the same buttons as Bayonetta for attack, because it had circle as like a item pickup button, and I kept hitting that for light attacks and stuff. So I just matched it to Bayonetta's because I was going back and forth. But it's a cool game, Tia. Like I said, I wasn't impressed by the demo either. I was like, oh, this is kind of boring. And yeah, that definitely. I think if I had played it in 2017, it might have made my top 5. So
nice.
Anyway,
you gotta go back now. You gotta go back and redo it. Yeah.
I gotta keep playing. Maybe it won't. Maybe I'll just.
You gotta redo your 2020, because that was Immortals and all those other.
Yeah,
do that one.
Immortals definitely went ahead of Ori just in my enjoyment, but still, fundamentally as a game, I'd still probably have Ori ahead of it. But I just.
When are we doing our goatees? Skip ahead.
I don't know. Well, Robert hasn't touched a 2022 game.
I'll have to battle out of that one.
I don't know if T's beaten a 2020. Oh, you played Stray.
Yeah, I beat like 3 2022 games.
What am I at right now?
I will have at least 5 by the time probably will come around to.
Do I only have 4 right now?
Retro, how many
I'll probably have 6, because I plan on getting Live Alive done. Well, that's not really a 2022 game, though, is it? It kind of is, but
it counts. It counts.
I would.
But yeah, Xenoblade, obviously. What else? I don't know if I'll get to God of War. I don't think I will, because I haven't even played 1 yet. I want to get through 1 first. Plague Tale.
Yeah, Horizon, you think you'll play?
Horizon, I'll have done.
I know you want to.
Kirby? Did you play Kirby?
Oh yeah,
Kirby. Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember earlier in the year. Forget already. So,
yeah.
All right, so I finished 5, and I've been waiting for my Best Buy $100 gift card for my credit card rewards before I was going to buy God of War, so that's why I haven't picked it up yet. So I'll be getting that. I was going to get a Plague Tale, but they don't have it. Best Buy doesn't have it in stock.
I could probably have all multiplayer games on. Right, for now.
So my goal.
Game Pass for a month.
My goal is to have.
Actually, it's not on last gen, so.
What isn't? No, yeah, it isn't.
I think so.
I seen an Xbox Series X at Walmart too in stock. It was either 1 or 2. I didn't look close enough. They had about 5 or 6 S's. But I still
I see them regularly.
I got a Plague Tale. I still want to play God of War. And
looks gorgeous.
And Pokemon potentially, but then the Callisto Protocol comes out in December.
December, yeah.
I don't know if the Callisto Protocol is going to deliver. I mean, a lot of times.
How about no? You're not gonna go back play Kirby?
No, Kirby missed the
Is
book.
Atomic Heart coming out? That game looks amazing.
I think it looked amazing, but
didn't it get delayed? I think
I'm
that got delayed
worried.
next
that
I
it's
watched
not
a
gonna be amazing.
combat with this like giant ball thing, and the combat to me just wasn't. It just looked.
I just
very,
mean like the attention to detail. Like
that
I'm
looked
pretty
cool,
sure they
but
got delayed.
this boss battle thing looked just. It looked. They were trying to make it look cooler than it was, I think, and I was like, "You're not doing anything really."
What
Like,
game is this?
oh, fuck, how could I forget?
Atomic
It
Heart.
did get delayed to next year. Just a heads up, man.
The Giger game.
Scorn.
That's only like
Scorn.
a 3-hour game, I think.
Yeah, it's not. It's 5 hours.
Is it?
Yeah.
Something around there.
That's another one. Apparently, if you play a second time, you can do other things and get a different result. So
different ending or something, or
I'm not doing that. The game's gross.
all right, so let's talk about
High on Life comes out.
Before
High
we-
on Life, that's
Oh,
what I was
yeah,
talking
that
about.
looks
Thank you.
good.
High on
That
Life.
looks
before
good.
we get into the Game
December?
Awards stuff. I want to talk about this tweet saying Xbox, since Jeff Keighley, which Jeff Keighley's the Game Awards has only been Jeff Keighley other than the 2 or 3 on Spike, right? There's a couple years where they tried to make it a legit reward show with stuff on
Like
the
Spike.
the VGX or whatever.
And apparently, no Xbox exclusive's ever been nominated for Game of the Year. Now, Psychonauts
That's
2,
really surprising.
I think Psychonauts 2 kind of is teeter-totters. That one I could argue that by the time Microsoft owned that company for like a year, right? Plus, before the game came out.
yeah.
It was probably a little under, but yeah.
And I could have swore Ori in the Blind Forest, but I guess it wasn't because it wasn't
No, it
in the
wasn't.
tweet. And they were trying to make it like, I don't know if it was a conspiracy or something, but the funny thing is some dude replied that the guy was wrong, and he had, let's forget he had the 2 on it. Outer
2019
Wilds or Outer Worlds? Outer
Outer
Worlds.
Worlds.
So he put Outer Worlds 2 as in the game,
And
that
then
is not even
Doom Eternal.
Yeah, right?
2020 had like Doom Eternal, and then 2021 was Psychonauts 2, and we're like,
Yeah.
you're counting Doom Eternal retroactively? That's an
Yeah,
Xbox.
what's up with that?
Like, and that shit just cracks me up because you
Yeah.
never know if they're being satirical or if they're being serious.
No, some of these dudes, man, that's how they are.
Yeah, they gotta hold
They be
on.
calling counting. They be having all these Xbox things, and then they be putting Call of Duty on there. I'm like, yo, bro,
I couldn't even count.
you're not even
Psychonauts
official
because
there
it's
yet.
on Other consoles.
It was on
so-
PlayStation 4,
It's on
but
PlayStation, so
it's
it's
on
like
PS4.
it's kind of
yeah.
weird. I didn't want to count that as a Xbox game.
It's like
It
they were
originally
in
wasn't even gonna
development
come to
way
Xbox
before
until they
Xbox
bought the
even
damn studio.
Exactly, it was in development for forever. By themselves, they were freaking crowdfunding the thing. So
It's like just
Do a
before the
Chronic
game
Cuphead.
is done, you buy the studio and then it's multiplat, and you're like, yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
Xbox
ours.
exclusive. Like, get the fuck out.
Nah.
Like, hey man, it's an Xbox Game Studios. I don't know what to tell you.
Now it is. Yeah.
If Cuphead was out now, would you count Cuphead?
No.
Cuphead.
that
Well,
was theirs.
I would count Cuphead because
That wasn't nominated though, was it?
No, it's
it
a
wasn't.
DLC.
I was just trying to make.
Well, do they own the
I'm
studio?
sorry.
Blah blah blah.
But that was an exclusive at that year it came out.
Originally, when it launched, it was an exclusive, and it would never have gone multiplat, as far as our knowledge at that point.
Cuphead.
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 Yeah, it was
I
exclusive.
don't know if I could account that because that's if we count Stray as a fucking Sony game. I don't count Stray as a Sony
No,
game.
no one. I wouldn't. I don't know
Because what I'm saying is Cuphead's on PC. Is what I'm saying. It was on PC that did
Yeah,
first
but
game.
every Xbox game is on PC technically.
Which is
So
why they got
It's
you know,
not-
but
but
that's why you have to
it's
really say
still-
like
that
at
was
least they
built-
published like they
it
didn't
was
publish
built under
the game.
Microsoft. That game was built up through them, so I count that.
Stray was something Sony
Was it
just
though?
paid for some timed exclusive, probably. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I was just about to ask. So, what if Cuphead 2 was a timed exclusive for Xbox? Would that count?
No, it's not about. To me,
No,
it's
no.
not about exclusive.
It's about
If your
who's
company-
developer, right?
Who-
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
Publisher,
Yeah.
developer.
Okay.
I only said that for Psychonauts because it just felt with coupled with the fact that it wasn't built under Microsoft and it's also multiplat. That really made it.
That's
not
what I'm saying.
feel-
So like if I looked at
So what was the list of
I just
the
looked it up
last-
real quick. So Microsoft doesn't even own Cuphead. It's
Oh.
owned by Studio MDHR, which is not under Microsoft. Which is
Oh,
why I wouldn't consider that.
there that goes. I thought
You know what I'm saying? A Microsoft game.
That's
I thought they funded it, but
Yeah.
Like I just saw right now, it says apparently they contacted Microsoft. It says Microsoft contacted them to clarify that Cuphead is not an Xbox first party title, but is actually owned by Studio MDHR. So,
Okay.
so
That seems
that's
like
why I wouldn't personally
Well, it doesn't matter
count
because it
that.
wasn't nominated anyway. So
I'm surprised that actually wasn't
all
nominated
right.
though, during the
So
year. It had
2013,
competition though.
2013, The Last of Us and Super Mario 3D World were nominated. 2014, Bayonetta 2, so only Nintendo had one.
I bet you I could tell you all the ones that won that year.
2015
I remember all of them.
was Mario Maker. I can't tell. Oh, Bloodborne. 2016, Uncharted 4. 2017. I can't tell what that is. Horizon?
It's Horizon.
Oh, Horizon.
Yeah.
Odyssey, Breath of the Wild. 2018, God of War, Spider-Man. 2019, Death Stranding, which we know now is multiplat.
Yeah.
Smash Ultimate. 2020, Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us Part 2, Animal Crossing. 2021, Ratchet and Clank, Metroid Dread. 2022.
I didn't hear Control. Wasn't Control?
Nah, that's multiplat.
Well, that's not Sony though.
That's multiplat.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Ragnarok, which that game came out just in time apparently for the cutoff.
Came out literally 2 days before
Horizon and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So my question for this year was, why even make that point this year? What Xbox didn't even release a game this year, unless Pentiment just
right.
A year.
Not is.
Well, last year was what?
Grounded technically.
Halo Infinite. Halo Infinite last year.
Was Halo Infinite 2021? Yeah, that was 2021.
Or Forza Horizon 5 could have been last year too.
Forza Horizon 5.
But again, like I said,
they made a big deal. I remember a lot of people were saying, "Whoa," because Forza Horizon 5 was like, I believe, I have to remember,
it was IGN's game of the year.
One of, or if not the highest rated game of that year.
Yeah, I think
that one probably I would have said 4 over 5, just because 5 was just felt like almost like an expansion to 4. I think 4 was the bigger impact from 3 to 4, but either way, I think one of those should have been.
But I think it's always messed up. It would suck to be like making the highest rated game of your year, then you're like, you still don't even get nominated for game of the year. Like, damn, bro, what the fuck?
Flight Simulator.
Yeah, which was 2020, right? So
yeah.
20 was that 20?
That was no game of the year. I'm sorry, I enjoyed it for what it was, but
I'm just saying highly rated is what I'm saying. Excuse me, was it Control?
Control was 82.
Mixed.
Control at 82.
Mixed, right. So
that's not mixed at 82, but it is.
82. That's not a game of the year score.
Especially when there was.
Well, remember we were talking about that when
we'll get back
during
into
that time we were like, damn, there's a lot of other games that are
Let's get
higher.
back into this when we start going over the nominees and stuff.
Yeah.
At some point, we just have to admit that Microsoft just doesn't fucking make games, man. Because what is this?
They make Halo.
Pentiment apparently it's their first. It's their first developed first party game in, I guess, since Halo Infinite, and it's got a 10 out of 10 from IGN, man. So that's their.
They got Fable. They got Avowed coming. They got Perfect Dark. They're making games now.
They're coming.
You can say that up until now. That is true.
They're coming.
But they coming.
They're coming. They've been coming for like a decade, man.
Pentiment.
I heard I listened to I guess Fable. They basically told them whenever for that game, work on it till you think it's ready.
Oh, sounds like Bayonetta.
So that could be another couple years out still, and they when did they announce?
I'm just saying they're making games. I don't say they're gonna be out all next year. I'm saying they
were making Crackdown 3 as well.
And
but again,
the narrative is dying. Okay, you kill that noise.
But Perfect Dark, there's been some controversy about that studio and some development issues.
You're talking about You're talking about Microsoft that was basically ready to give up. That's when they were making Crackdown. They were ready to sell off the division to Amazon and shit. So, but big head Phil Spencer convinced him, let's go all in, and that's what they're doing now.
Did you see about Pentiment? Did you see that's coming out?
There's Pentiment coming.
That's the first game and the only game of themselves releasing this year. But It is getting great reviews though. It is. People are really enjoying it. Apparently,
I will tell you this: there is
I didn't
no
expect it to be
damage
that long
control.
either, but
I
it's
listened
barely
to
like a 20-hour game.
I listened to 2 or 3 different Xbox podcasts. There is no damage control, and those guys are straight up. They're like, "This is bullshit. We've been paying for Game Pass, and we've been paying for Game Pass with the notion of getting big first party games in, and we haven't got shit."
Play it day one on Game
They're
Pass.
honest.
Like
They're
I said,
honest.
like I said, play it one day on Game Pass.
And I will say that it was a few days ago I saw it trending on Twitter that I saw Starfield, and it's because that was the day Starfield was supposed to release.
Yeah, November 11th.
11/11. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
You're like,
ribbing,
I was supposed to be playing Starfield today.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Well, you know what? I'm glad they didn't put that shit out.
Just based on
in a-
that first
in a terrible
footage, it
state.
wasn't ready to
Right.
come out. Just some
Right.
choppy ass first reveal. And this, I still
Goodness.
say that's November next year. I don't think it's coming out first half.
Really? Does it say early 2023?
Yeah, I was gonna
Well,
say
they
it
said
says early.
games coming within a year in that June.
Which is would be
E3.
like,
I'm
like
saying
by
it's
June or
it's
May.
getting pushed to November. That's my.
I think if
Oh,
it gets pushed to November, it's not because it needs to. I think it might be a scheduling thing because there is a lot of stuff that's supposed to come out next
Yeah.
year.
I love
So-
hearing about Redfall. Have they even showed? Had Redfall have gotten any gameplay footage yet? I can't remember.
Yeah, they played it.
Yeah,
Well, I
yeah,
think it
plenty
was
of
the
gameplay
first
footage.
time this past showcase, whatever this.
That's what turned me around because I didn't give two shits about Redfall.
Yeah, and
That tells you how memorable it was for me, though.
it was like a
didn't
I think it
remember
was actually
seeing
like a 10-minute thing they had or something like that.
Oh yeah, I remember. Isn't it like 4-player?
It was the very first thing they showed.
Yeah, it didn't. That didn't do anything. That didn't move.
And
the
with
needle for
that,
me.
that's supposed to come out. Remember, that's the crazy part. Remember, it's supposed to come out in May of this year, and
Yeah.
then like a week later, weeks before it, they're like, "By the way, it's coming out next year." Wait a minute. Well, how the hell does that? Wait, what?
Yeah,
And then
apparently
they waited till the
Redfall
last
is
minute to
supposed
say
literally
that.
last minute to delay it a whole year. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? God
Apparently,
damn.
Redfall is supposed to come out before Starfield.
Yeah, it's supposed to come out
so
before.
whenever-
Well, that's
think
already has
it'll
a
be-
date. That already
I
has
think
a
it'll be
date, I
Mar-
think. I
Does
thought
it?
it did.
I don't think so.
No.
I didn't see a date for it.
No, I think it'll be March though. I think it'll be
They
March.
said that was
Xbox
within that
talk is
window.
always so depressing, man.
Oh, they don't have a date. It's quarter one, quarter. Jesus, they had a date before, which was May, and then
Microsoft's out here killing
And that
people.
was a
Holy-
problem, wasn't it?
that is crazy though.
Let them not have a date and get this shit right this time.
I guess,
I
but
mean-
damn, how do you? I mean, but you know, like, how you gonna wait that long?
Maybe just stop throwing out
Bizarre.
dates. Maybe that's
That's what
maybe
I'm saying.
what you should
Maybe
do.
don't throw
Well,
out
I will
dates.
say the one thing
Or
it sounds.
Honestly, they
there.
should stop announcing games until they
Remember-
feel there's even
remember,
a year.
Metroid. Well, they didn't throw a date out.
Well, I listened that same
Prime
Fable
4.
discussion. They said that what's his face, Nielsen, whatever. That somebody was like, "Man, I want to show this footage. Like, let's show this." And they're like, "No, we're not showing it. We're not showing anything until we know the game is in a state, like a good state, and that we want, and we're ready to show it off." And
I'd say fuck that. Let you the boss. Show some shit.
whoever,
You know,
I can't remember who it was, but they're like,
I can't remember his name either.
but that's, you gotta take that with a grain of salt, because our boy Red Knight in like 2020 said that about Perfect Dark. Said he heard that game was playable, and what's his face, the head guy, Phil Spencer, was
Spencer said he was playing this shit.
playing it at home,
remember
and it
that.
was
I remember
great
hearing that.
and ready. Yeah, no, that maybe there was a build that was playable, but you always gotta take that with a grain of
What
salt.
year was that?
2020.
Oh,
Didn't the director walk
okay.
away from that game?
Multiple people have left that studio. That was the report.
But it's not the narrative that's trying to be made.
That's
That-
crazy that he was playing it. He was playing Perfect Dark.
Maybe
He
they
was playing
started
the
over.
titles.
Maybe
I
they
mean,
scrapped
that's what
that.
he was playing.
Yeah.
But because I remember Red Knight saying that game was coming out in 2021. He felt it, like with a lot of the other games they announced.
Was that before or after COVID? I can't remember.
Well, COVID
that was the
March
end of 2020.
Oh, okay. So
So, but
that's when COVID was hitting hard.
it was
Mhm.
like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, and don't be surprised if a bunch of these Xbox games come out, and a lot of them still haven't even have release dates, and it's not,
Release years.
or years. So anyway, after last week, we kind of talked about Sonic, and I showed some gameplay, and I watched a couple more reviews since then, and it's interesting because some Sonic fans were using the 72 Metacritic as as a call to they were right. The game is great. The game is good. And I called one person who didn't reply. I was like, such a Sonic fan thing to
Why you gotta be
say.
such a hater? You're so toxic.
Hyping up a 72 like that's an achievement. If this was 3D Mario, we'd be all
Well, Sonic it is, bro.
we'd be all disappointed. And
Take what you
then
can get.
Donkey put out a hilarious video. You know, like he does. He likes to showcase a lot of and he purposely
Jank.
plays shit a certain way and showed off some of he showed clips of what they were saying the game was going to be, and then he showed what, he was actually doing in the game and stuff. And it was funny. He does that. He did that for Bayonetta. Sometimes I wish that he would just review more games, because the few times he actually reviews games, I feel like he's actually really good at it. I think 3D World or something, or Odyssey, he gave like a legit review for. And other times other time he just makes videos that are funny. But at the end, he highlighted the user score on Metacritic for Frontiers as an 8.8, and then he showed Odyssey at an 8.9 and Breath of the Wild at an 8.7 user score. And to me, it was like, wow, like that's just ridiculous. Even though I haven't played Frontiers, I know that that's ridiculous. They shouldn't even be even close to. And then I guess a bunch of his audience went and review bombed and dropped it 0.2. It's down to 8.6. It might be lower.
No,
You gonna check, Robert?
Yeah, I'll check for you.
The user score dropped to 8.6, and the some of the fans were they were pretty upset about it. I thought it was.
Oh no, it's what was it at originally?
8.8.
Oh, it's an 8.4.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Wow.
Oh no.
First of all,
man.
Talk about arming your fans.
and one person did say they were
Switch
from.
version at 8.5.
Like, who cares?
Oh, and also
Doesn't
on Switch, well, it's only 7 reviews, but it says 71 right now.
First of all, who cares about user reviews? Because anybody can put anything.
Right.
So bad. So
It means
bad.
nothing.
It's an interesting sometimes to see the difference between the
sad.
critics and the users. But I'm like, I haven't played the game, but I've listened to a lot. I've watched a lot of footage. I've seen multiple reviews, because honestly, I was going to give the game a chance from the first reveal. I was like, that's what I've been saying Sonic should be. Look at this. This looks interesting. And then the more I saw, the less interested I was. But I was still hoping for like with Pokemon Legends. I was hoping to hear some things in the reviews that said, that might be fun. I might like that. And it just that never hit. Almost the more I heard about the details of the game and the structure, the less interested I was. The more rail grinding I saw in all these videos, the less interested I became. And I gotta say, I did a little homework, because I'm like, well, this is probably just typical Sonic fanboys. User scores are probably just bloated on all their games. And I went back, even like generations, some of the best Sonic games of all time, quote unquote 3D Sonic, the user scores weren't even 8.8. Like,
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is just a new tactic, or
it's something you gotta remember. Sonic Generations was
2012 or 11.
Yeah, so let's think the past 5 years when people really start focusing more on Metacritic stuff, and then a lot of people start putting 10s, 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 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0,
Sonic Colors remastered.
You got Metacritic open, Robert?
Yeah, I wanted to read you one thing that it does.
Tell us the critic score in the game and see if we guess the user score.
Gotcha. Well, let me just tell you this. This is a 10 out of 10 from one of the review scores, user scores from Sonic Frontiers, and it says, "This is the best experience I've had with a Sonic game since Sonic Adventure 2. It's honestly more of a 9 out of 10, but I'm making it a 10 to counteract the review bombers." What a review. That was a fantastic review. That's a review that contributes to the score.
That's what I heard about Breath of the Wild. When Breath of the Wild came out, people were like, yeah, it's actually a 10, but I don't want to give it 10. I'm going to give it a 0 because it doesn't deserve an actual 10.
Or you saw, I'm going to give it a 0 because I know a bunch of Nintendo fans are going to give it a 10, and I'm trying to average it out. Like, they should just take out all 10s and all 0s.
All 0s. Just take out the average to 1s.
Between...
Why? People just step down and just do 9s to 8s.
But that would help the score.
So what you want me to give you like a
Look
guess,
up one
like
of the better 3D Sonic games and
All right, let's see.
tell us the Metacritic and we'll
Adventure
see.
2?
I already looked at some of them because I expected this to be the case for everyone.
Adventure 2 was probably the highest rated, right?
Yeah, I was thinking that.
I thought we looked at this. I thought.
I don't remember.
Well, if we look at something like that, Adventure 2, like for instance, like it has 533 user reviews, right? But the Sonic Frontiers that just came out has, I'll tell you right now, 1,946 user reviews. Just because it's a newer game, that's just how it is, you know. Like so, when you get back to like the older games, more people aren't going back to review those type of stuff.
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild, not Breath of the Wild. Ocarina of Time. What is it sitting at? A 99?
But it only has like 20 reviews or something.
It has
right?
like 10 reviews. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
and then a lot of
it was back then. It wasn't 30,000 reviews.
It's 20. Well, so okay, so like Ocarina of Time has 22 reviews, right? Critic reviews, and then user reviews. To be fair, though, some people go at 7,338 ratings.
Even now, you can go back and put a review.
And yeah, you could just put up something now, you know, which has a 9.1 user score.
That's still pretty good.
Because
that's huge. It's huge.
I just assumed all Sonic fans would just all go 10s on all their user reviews. You know, I just kind of.
Well, let me see. So let's see. Let's go.
Why are you trying to discredit Sonic fans up here, man?
Because they're fucking delusional.
Let's check out the original. Let's check out the original Sonic colors. The original Sonic colors.
I've heard nothing but good things from Sonic Colors, and I think it has like a 70-something Metacritic, if I'm remembering. Like 78 or 76.
You got to remember. You got to put
what
it in
context.
context.
You say a 78?
The Metacritic, I think, is in
the Metacritic is a. Okay, well, yeah. Let's say the Metacritic. Say the Metacritic and what you think the user score is, I guess.
Sonic Colors, based on what people have said about Sonic Colors, I would have guessed like high 8s, close to 9, based on what.
Yeah, I would say a 9.7.
Oh, what is it?
9.7.
9.7?
Sonic Colors?
Yeah,
but you still gotta remember, there's still gonna be people putting like zeros and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no chance to it. There's no game in this world that you're gonna find a 9.7 user score. It's not happening. You could take the greatest game of all time. You can take all these. You're never gonna find a 9.7.
Then I'll take
user
it back
score?
and say I'll take it back and say probably an 8.8 then. I feel like that's high.
Okay. What do you think, Retro?
I said 8.8 earlier. This bitch is stealing my answer.
Oh, damn. I'm bad, Retro. 8.7. 8.7.
And then T's off right now.
I already forgot what I guess.
You said a
77
78
or
and
78,
an 8 point something. Oh, you said high 80s. But that's not
yeah,
really
well, I'll say for Colors, I'll say like 8.5 user.
What do you think?
The
colors
user
for
score.
both the user score and the actual.
It's got to be the
score.
Wii version though. It can't be the
Wii version, not the ultimate.
version,
the original Sonic Colors on Wii.
I'll give it an 8.3.
Based on what people said about
user
it.
reviews.
Yeah.
And what about for the Metacritic? What do you think?
Probably 75.
All right, so Juice got it exactly right for the Metacritic, 78, and then for user reviews, it was an 8.2.
Wow.
See, those are pretty close together. So
yeah,
literally, I was expecting it to be way higher for most of the Sonic games, to be honest.
Yeah. But again, you have to put it in context, because before that, we got some bullshit, Sonic 06 and all these other garbage Sonic games. So when you get something that's actually decent, you know, you kind of skew it a little higher because, oh, thank God, it ain't as trash as the last 3D game.
And it's funny because Digital Foundry usually just does the tech analysis stuff. And John Lennon, he's the biggest Sega fan.
Yeah,
I mean, he's with you and clocked it. He's up there. He spent the first 7 minutes just praising the fucking game, like the actual game. He's giving like a review of the fucking game. I'm like, what the hell is this? He said, jump ahead if you just want the tech. And he, you know, even on PC, it has the worst pop-in of any recent game. And I've seen people trying to use that as to bash the Switch. And the Switch version is worse. Like,
it's ambitious.
Literally, the like flowers and stuff on the ground pop up like at his toes. Like, it might as well not even, that texture might as well not even pop up. But as far as everything else, it's about the same. Like, the objects just randomly pop up. Sometimes you're running. I think it was Donkey's video. He's running full speed. All of a sudden, a pillar appeared. Like, literally as he got to it, it stopped him. So I mean, he did call out the technical part, but still just praised the hell out of the game for the
Well,
most part.
Can you guess what game this is? This is a 0 out of 10. This is this game is so bad. I mean, you can't have fun with it at all with this one. Really bad and cheap. That's the whole
Is this
review,
the
right?
Sonic game?
That's
This
probably.
is a Sonic
I'm
game.
gonna guess that's Forces.
See,
Lost World.
Nope.
What-
No. Forces.
What's the one you create a character? Which one is that one?
That's
That's
Forces.
Forces.
but
Yeah, that's Forces.
Forces?
That's not
Oh,
a 0.
yeah.
Are you talking about?
That's a user score.
This is user review. This
Oh,
is a
user-
random user review. This is a random
Oh,
user
a
review.
random user review.
Yeah,
Oh,
random
Lost
user.
World.
That could be anything.
This is the new box art game.
Yeah,
You gotta
honestly,
give
that's
us something
fun.
a little more that could be.
Well, it's a more modern Sonic
I
game.
said Forces, so
So we'll say the last decade.
Okay, I'll give it 06 then. Oh no, that's not. last
No, it's
decade.
like 2006. Yeah, that's past this.
You said
It's gonna be Lost
Boom
World.
could be Boom.
So we'll say from
Boom.
2012 to now.
the Dynamite.
What's the Wii
Sonic
U
Boom.
one?
That's Sonic
Wii.
Boom.
Lost
That's
World.
Rise
And
of
Boom.
Lyric. Yeah.
Lost World.
Lost World and Boom. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Lost
I guess
World.
it's
I
both.
think it's Lost World.
All right. And Richard, did you say something?
Yeah, I said Lost World
Yeah,
is
both-
good to see the answer again.
It is. It is. It
feel like
is
you
Sonic
echoed
Mania.
Sonic
wow.
Mania.
Oh come on.
It's great.
Bullshit.
It's great. Because in the very next one, you have a, it'll say 10. You got a 10 here that says proof that fans put way more work into games than Sonic Team themselves does. That's just that's
Mania.
the whole review. Mania.
Yeah.
And then you have the next one, 0, the worst Sonic game that I have ever seen. The gameplay feels so empty and rushed. What does that even mean for Sonic Mania? The gameplay feels so empty and rushed for
For
Sonic, a
Mania,
2D
that
side
sounds like a
scroller?
Forces review because that game did.
Crazy.
Everyone said did feel rushed.
That's what I'm saying.
So is there a Forces?
What is
type review?
Let's go to Lost World and guess the user score.
Lost
for
World?
a Wii U exclusive, so it didn't
Let's
probably
see.
have that much for our user scores.
I'll tell you, there was only 589 reviews, which is very low compared to nowadays. You know what I
Still-
mean?
I'm gonna say a 6-2.
Still up there as my favorite 3D Sonic game, along with 3D Sonic for sure.
It probably is my favorite 3D Sonic
Lost
game, to be
World.
honest with you.
I'm gonna say the user score for Lost World is gonna be a 7.4.
I'm gonna say a 6-2.
3.2.
I was gonna say a 6-4.
Wow.
6,
User
2.4.
score?
Ah, you
Yeah,
waited
user
until
score.
after I went. Ah.
I'm gonna go 7-7.
7.7. It is a 7.2.
That was close.
Oh, wow.
And the critic score is a 663.
63 on Lost World. Well, it did have
Yeah.
a lot of issues, but I would have.
Yeah, like the fact that you couldn't tell if you were hitting.
Well,
a enemy or not.
dude, that happens in Frontiers. Donkey's video. He's like, he gets hit, and then he's like shooting back towards the enemy, and all of a sudden the screen fades and it says you died or whatever. He's like, "What killed me?" I didn't.
Yeah, I saw that.
I didn't know I died. And
I
it's
didn't,
like,
I didn't finish the video. So
I'm like, are you
That's
kidding me?
crazy.
That shit still happens. Like, it's just, God. But
Yeah, that's
anyway, like,
crazy.
So the game needed another 6 months to a year. Polish.
seems
knows?
like it. And
Who
I
knows?
guess also one of the creators said they're listening to feedback already to make the next
Yeah, I
game
saw
better. And people are like, you gotta quit listening to fans. Just fucking continue what you did, build upon Frontiers, and quit listening and try
Yeah,
to.
well, listen to feedback on what was wrong. Like, don't
Don't-
listen to feedback on like fans telling you what the direction of the game should be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
I will
Yeah,
say
because
there.
that's the problem.
I've seen some of the other islands, and people are like, oh, the later islands I can't talk about, and I'm like, this looks barely different than the first island. Like, this one's obviously a desert island, but this third one, that just looks like a slightly different, like greeny area, like grassy area. It's just like, I don't know.
Green Hill.
We'll see what they do. I mean, 72. I think that is a decent score for a 3D Sonic game coming off Forces. That's a nice bounce back.
Yeah, well, Forces. I mean, I'll tell you what Forces.
And we forgot to talk.
It was higher. It was higher than what I
Forces
thought it
like
was.
55, wasn't it?
Gotta be in the fives.
Yeah. So, well, there's different things. The highest one with only 12 reviews, to be fair, for Xbox One version is a 62 for Forces, which is super high.
Is there a 10?
It's way
What's a
too
user
high.
review
Wow.
for
Is there like a
Forces?
10
What's a
user
top?
review?
What's a better like top a high user review.
The highest user for was also the Xbox One version, and that is 254 ratings, and that's for Sonic Forces a 7. What?
That's the highest.
Fucking 7? Are you crazy?
I feel like I'm
Insanity.
disappointed by Sonic
I've
fans.
heard
It could have been
people
better.
defend that game, so I'm not surprised.
Oh,
And
Donnie,
then,
sorry, I thought it was the third one, that area.
And the one with the most reviews is the PS4 version with 46 reviews, and that has a 57 overall on Metacritic. But then the user review score is a 6.4. Still way too high, people. What is wrong with these guys? Like that's.
Well, there was that one. I think it was a Japanese reviewer. Who is it? Famitsu? Who does reviews over there?
Famitsu, yeah.
It was, and they do like a weird number.
Yeah,
where it's like
four
40 out of
four
40.
Out of
different
40,
reviewers.
because I
They
think it's
gave it
40.
36. They gave Sonic. I remember them giving Sonic
36 out of 40.
Yeah, Forces 36 out of 40. Like, oh, are you fucking what?
That's
Here,
probably
look
what
at
they
this,
gave
look at this.
Odyssey.
10 out of 10
They
for
gave
Sonic
Odyssey
Forces.
at 36 too.
These are some of the user reviews. You can see best Sonic in years, which 2017. What was the last Sonic game before that? I don't even know. Of course,
well, Boom was before that, so.
well, of course he waived some problems, but not so big. The story is good. The levels can be short, but for me, is not bad. The content itself is great. The avatar customization is great too. 10 out of 10.
I remember RGT85's review, and
That's right.
we
He was
lost a
defending it.
Juice's Loose member over that encounter because I called out RGT bullshit review that it's okay for Sonic to be middleware because there's nothing wrong with middleware, so it's okay for Sonic to be middleware, and it's only a $40 game, so why? So it's a good game because it's only $40. Like, get the fuck out of here. But
Crazy.
let's talk about the price of Frontiers,
There's a lot of
because
great $40 games.
Robert
Great
pointed out.
$40
Speaking
What
of
about
$40,
$40?
speaking of $40 games, Sonic Frontiers is $39 on PS5.
Crazy.
Currently,
Yeah, already. I know
it was going back
this
and
happened
forth.
No,
5
it's
days.
back up now. It's back up.
Oh yeah. You been on GameStop and stuff?
Oh, I just went to Amazon.
I'll check. I still see it says 60 on GameStop. Yeah.
I still couldn't pull the trigger on at 39.
So it's 40 on Amazon?
It was. It's not.
It
anymore.
was for a few days actually.
That's crazy.
Yeah, this weekend it was.
I plan on buying 2 copies, so that would have been nice.
I mean, you could wait. It's gonna.
Why?
Think
I'll
about
just
it. By next week. Next week,
I'm
with
sure,
Black Friday, it's gonna hit probably
Probably.
$30.
Remember when Immortals come out and like 2 weeks later it was like $39.
$30.
$30.
It's
It's like I
29.
can
price.
understand buying 2 copies of some games, but why Sonic?
Because I want to buy the Switch version, but I don't want to play it.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be.
Is that the first day and date multiplat, like big multiplat in a long, like, other than FIFA, which isn't even technically day and it's not even the real FIFA, so you can't.
It's not
count
even
that.
the same game.
What was the last day and date multiplat to hit Switch, like bigger multiplat?
Near Automata. No, I was kidding.
Immortals in 2020.
Jeez, it couldn't be that.
I know. One of my favorite games, Starlink.
Starlink was 2019.
2018.
That's
There's
2018
no way
or
you have to go
2019.
back that far for it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess Immortals is.
I'm sure there's some small little.
I'm talking about like
you can find
major.
a bunch
What
of,
was Mortal
you can find a
Kombat
bunch of
11?
2018.
Like
2018.
There's stuff like Shredder's Revenge and stuff that I'm sure that was day and date.
Yeah, no, of course,
Lego
yeah.
games. The Lego games had to.
The Lego
Yeah,
games.
Lego games, all that kind of stuff is going to be
Complete
day
What
and date.
Lego?
Saga. The Star
Oh,
Wars,
that
the Star
came
Wars
out.
Saga.
That came out day
That
and
was
date on Switch.
2022.
Yeah.
That was earlier this year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. I
Does
didn't
that
say there
count?
wasn't
Because
one.
it's
I was
kind of
asking because I was looking for one.
Does that count
I
as a
tell you what, though,
2022 game?
I'm seeing some articles when you type in Sonic Frontiers where they say like, oh, blah blah review bombing. I really don't consider that a review bombing, just for the simple fact that review bombing is like when you see it like look at an NBA or a Madden game where it's like 0.4, the user score, and they go like people are like destroying the game.
Mm-hmm.
This is just like, all right, there's a few other people that lowered it by 0.4. That doesn't mean anything.
Wasn't Guardians of the Galaxy day and date?
Oh, a playthrough
No.
Requiem.
It's not even on Switch. It's on
Yes, it is.
It's on the cloud, not on the Switch.
It's on Switch, bitch.
Those games don't
But
even
as
count.
for a native port, I don't even know.
I put out a
I don't
poll, and I had no idea what it was going to be. I said, "Do you guys consider the cloud games as part of the Switch's library?"
Hell no.
80% said no. I was like, "I'm glad," but
I'm surprised.
I was kind of worried that it was going to be. I just had no idea what it was going to be. Donnie's got to go. He says it's not perfect, but it has its issues, and dang, it was fun from what I experienced. I mean,
what are you talking about?
Frontiers.
Oh,
I've heard people enjoy the game.
I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the score. I'm happy to play it. So
I've heard people enjoy the game, but the more I see of it, the more I'm like, I don't know. I'd be surprised if I really love that game. But
I'm buying 2 copies. So
yeah, there's not one aspect that was pointed out that was like, to me, I was like, oh, that could be fun. No, it was just like, no, every aspect I see looks meh. Or
I supported it because they didn't just do what they would normally do with the Sonic game. I'm glad they're trying something new. Does it always work? Apparently not. But I'm glad they're doing something new, and hopefully they'll build from it, and they'll get to a 85 Sonic game, 3D game.
I'm just thinking about, you have Sonic running fast, you have an open environment. I just feel like,
can you actually put him up to full speed?
He gets up pretty fast, I guess. You can upgrade with a skill tree, which is kind of weird, but to me, and you guys know my feelings on rail grinding. When so much of the islands and the open area is rail grinding and auto targeting to launch pads, like, it kind of defeats the purpose of it being an open area. You know, it's like, I know, yeah, you can run around, but you're not gonna really accomplish anything doing that. It's like they're constantly pulling you up to go towards the rail grinding and the auto launch pads and stuff. And I'm like,
to me, you would have to fundamentally change Sonic as far as like his speed to not do things like that with the launch pads.
Well, why couldn't they just have a legit just have a real fucking loop-de-loop in the world that you have to actually control? It's not automatic. As soon as you enter it, it automatically does it. We actually have to steer Sonic through this big loop-de-loop. Or just stuff like that.
Sonic has done that since the Genesis, bro. Like it's always been that way. Like you go on the loop-de-loop in the Genesis game.
In a 3D game, at this point, you don't need to have everything just happen automatically. That, for me, is the next what they need.
I mean, are you sure about that? Will it work in a loop-de-loop?
They don't. As far as I've never seen any footage of a loop-de-loop other than a rail grinding loop-de-loop in Frontiers.
I've seen the. Oh yeah, I've seen.
I'm just saying, I don't know if it will work. It won't feel broken and jank if you.
I mean, they gotta try it. They could try it.
I'm sure they tried it. I'm guessing they tried it and then they couldn't get it to where they wanted.
That's what I said. It almost has to control like a racing game.
I don't know how they release any game.
Like playing Forza Horizon. You have this big open area of all these jumps and stuff laid out, and it's just fun as hell to do that and set jump records and times getting through sections and stuff, and it just actually using your controller and the buttons in skill. And
you want Sonic to control like a car?
I'm not like it doesn't have to control like a car, but there's so much potential for things using Sonic's speed and abilities to just have in an open environment that would just be like a playground for people to play around, and then have levels like they have where you go to a.
What I'm trying to say is that I don't know if you can have a character that moves around as fast as a car, but still stops and walks around and have it work to where doesn't feel jank at some point. I don't know if you can make a control scheme for both of those things, where you can, or you can just kind of slowly walk around. I don't know.
That's the other thing too.
I'm not a game designer.
His slow walking in Frontiers, you could tell was the last thing they were worried about. You know, that's why I feel like they have so much of the auto targeting stuff. Is that alleviates the need of trying to have any kind of precision platforming or walking when you're slow. And if you're just going to make it about speed, just have it be an open playground. Man, if I get up to speed, go around this bend and I hit that jump, I can get to this other side of this island, or just stuff, challenges that people can do. using the mechanics, and then just have the levels be like you just in this game. You go to it, and it takes you to more of a traditional Sonic level, almost like Splatoon. How the format you can mess around in the open world, find the levels. And then you go into the portal and it takes you to a level. You could have just like a big open fun place to play with Sonic and his abilities. I mean, just a thought I have.
No, I'm not trying to go against what you're saying. I'm just trying to figure it out myself. Like I'm trying to think of the games that actually you take a character and it just controls beautifully. How many games do that?
Returnal does that. But as far as Sonic games, I don't know.
Returnal. I just
Robert can back me up on that one.
Just control. Well, I
control beautifully.
Returnal's just like it's like control heaven. I mean, it's just it's so fun just to run around, and you run around fast, and you just keep your momentum, and
you can
turn on a dime. Well, as far as moving fast, that's the one that I would put to the top.
I just mean like you like the movement all around completely, like you just controlling that
Odyssey.
I would say Odyssey personally.
Odyssey
Percy Odyssey. Let's see what.
In a lot of ways, Horizon Forbidden West, I felt a lot of joy in just running around.
Oh, Forbidden West. Okay.
It's Ori, I would say Ori.
That's 2D.
No, I mean 3D.
Oh, okay.
Let me think. I'm trying to think. Nier's pretty good.
Okay. So we've made about 4 games in the span of probably 5, 6 years.
Without looking at.
No, what I'm saying, and who's making those games?
Eternal, Percy.
Which one?
I really like. I would say Ghost Runner. I love me some Ghost Runner. The way that.
Yeah, well, it feels good, but it's a certain type of game, right?
Yeah. Well, it's all about.
I think, like you said, Doom Eternal feels like that for me.
Any game about movement, like there's a game that you recently played, Boomerang X, which is also very Ghost Runner-esque. Has this awesome. You're literally in the air, just fucking flying.
Titanfall 2.
My point is, there's not many developers out there that can nail movement control.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a few guys, and Sega is not.
That's true.
Sega's not one of them. They just at this point they're not one of them. So
it's just crazy to think though a company whose like last few games were all like 2D like shoot 'em ups made one of the, if not the best controlling like third 3D game I've ever played. It's just crazy how I don't know what they did. I don't know how much time they spent working on that engine, whatever engine it uses the controls. But yeah, you're right. It's definitely the exception to the rule. And
I mean, and they're a shell of their former selves. Maybe old Sega could have gotten there, but they didn't. So,
but it sounds like Sonic. The controls are pretty much generally praised in all the reviews.
Yeah.
As far as
that's what I'm saying, they can build from what they have now. Take this. Don't start all over again with the next goddamn Sonic game like you've been doing.
Do that.
Take what you have right now and make it better. Make the movement better. Work on that. And then maybe we'll get to a point where, you can have that movement that you want in 3D. That's the only way you'll get there. You can't get there by them starting over again next time.
Mm-hmm.
And
doing a completely different thing.
I'm not going to talk about football for long, but that's what my team, the Lions, were doing. Every year they were just cut everybody and bring in new players and have no consistency, and then just start every year they had to start from scratch, and it was disaster.
You gotta build from something, even if you suck, for a while. you have to. That's the only way you can.
The Game Awards website's down.
Oh shit!
I was just gonna go through the nominees.
They just put all that out today?
Yeah, they did it earlier.
Oh, okay, so maybe that's why.
I might have to go to Jeff Keighley's or the Game Awards official Twitter account and see if we can get a decent amount. Otherwise, we'll have to do it next week.
These bastards. Try again in 30 seconds.
Let's just talk about the Game of the Year nominees because I think it's interesting.
Well, we could look up. I could just look up the nomination general. Someone's gonna have it up. You know what I mean? Nominees 2022.
But there's so many categories. I wanted to go through like all of them and make fun of it. But
that's what I'm saying. So like, I just got them right down. I just got them on one of the websites at Jamatsu. I could tell you.
Okay. Let's start with Game of the Year because
Game of the Year. Just go straight to Game of the Year.
I want to say Xenoblade Chronicles 3, well deserved, and Robert said it was expected. I think that was a surprise.
I didn't expect it.
It was an 89. You know, like to me, it was like it was.
Jeff,
They were
it's
gonna.
the Game
they were gonna
Awards,
do
man. It's not.
I
It's
was gonna
not.
say that doesn't mean anything really. What kind of score there is, though.
Yeah,
I mean, it does mean for a lot of these games.
Do you feel it was like?
You're not seeing a 75. That's like people. People put in Sonic Frontiers. I'm like, you guys are insane. You're
Guaranteed,
insane.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 was like added last minute
Yeah.
because
Oh yeah.
of
Absolutely.
online shit.
Absolutely.
I was
It
just
was
surprised because I know it sold decently. It was.
By the way, it's back up all of a sudden.
Is it?
Yeah. So we
But
could vote
I
now.
did not expect. I thought it for sure it'd be.
Vote.
I thought it'd be for sure the RPG, but I did not think it would get Game of the Year. So I'm surprised and glad. Not that I think the awards mean anything, but I still think it's a nice that the Monolith Soft
got nominated.
got
finally.
recognized finally.
Yeah.
It's almost like they had to, because they kept like, every year the freaking Xenoblade games come out. They're too late.
Yeah, but like a few days and shit over.
All right,
Yeah,
so-
like a couple of days. It's like, well, I think the Xenoblade fans kept getting on their head every year, so they're like, all right, we got to get it this time.
Well, now the
Because clearly,
Pokemon
like
game.
the year after that, they're not gonna address it anymore. You
Yeah.
fall in this dead space at the end of the year that they're not gonna acknowledge in the next awards.
So
Now,
we're gonna start with this very and guess the nominees for best esports coach. So let's go do that right now.
What can I know that?
Oh, what about best esports athlete, best esports game, best esports team, best esports event?
Jesus.
No one cares.
Most
This is why I fucking
anticipated,
stopped watching.
most anticipated game. Just
Tears of the Kingdom.
Zelda.
Tears of the Kingdoms for sure. Starfield will be on there.
Starfield.
Oh, you're guessing it? My
Yeah,
bad. I just
we're
clicked it.
guessing.
I won't say. I won't say.
Oh,
I
next
clicked
year?
it.
Legacy.
What?
Hogwarts Legacy.
No, I don't think that's gonna be on there.
I think it's gonna be a good game, but I'm not sure.
I don't think it'll be on there.
You want me to tell you how many there are?
Just tell us how many.
There's 5.
Okay, so
Okay.
Tears of the
So Tears of
Kingdom,
the Kingdom,
Starfield.
I'm
Hellblade
saying it's
2.
Hogwarts Legacy, man. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of.
You can
lovers
add
out
it.
there.
I'm not adding it for me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, have everyone. individual guess?
Forspoken? No.
No,
Street
I don't-
Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6, I'm gonna say. And
Street
Resident Evil
Fighter 6.
4.
Resident Evil
That's
4.
my 5. So I'm gonna click it.
Final Fantasy 16 is
Oh,
gonna be
yeah,
on there.
Final Fantasy. Oh, Hogwarts.
Oh,
Yeah.
Resident
I
Evil.
forgot
I was gonna
about
say,
Final
it was
honestly, I
close.
didn't even hear what the question was.
What's the most anticipated
Resident
game?
Evil
Oh,
4,
it's gonna be for
Starfield,
next
and,
year?
and Tears of the Kingdom. So
Like no matter what, Final Fantasy was gonna be on there. It was
I forgot about
obvious.
that one.
Oh yeah.
Now, what are you
Of
voting
course.
for? I would vote for Tears of the Kingdom.
Of course.
Can I vote without
you're,
signing
you're not
in?
gonna
though?
play it until
No, I
like
didn't sign in.
2026.
No, you have to sign into
That
like
sucks,
Twitch or
I gotta
something.
click this every time.
I
All
didn't
right,
hear
so
you. I don't heard you.
best adaptation. I don't even want to. I don't want to.
Adaptation of what?
That's
That's
what I
on
don't know.
like movies, like Sonic the Hedgehog
Like-
2 movie.
So it's the
So
best.
I saw that.
It's
I
best
saw that. and
anime.
then I
It's
saw
best
that
video game
one,
movie.
That was, or yeah, it could be anime
Or show?
Yeah, so I'm guessing because I haven't seen. I only saw the Sonic the Hedgehog, so I do know for sure Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is one of them. But I'll
I don't
say
even know if we
Cyberpunk
have more
Edge
than
Runners.
that.
Cyberpunk
I'll say
Edge
Edge
Runners.
Runners.
That's gonna run away with.
I
this
think
year.
Arcane-
Did Arcane come out this year?
That was like in
That
December.
was last year. Just
I think
Mm.
Arcane is gonna have
It'll
to
probably
be on
count
here.
though.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
so
so.
Arcane.
Yeah, they're gonna put a because it has to be.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
Arcane. I'll try to name
That's gonna
5,
be a
and then
slug, that's gonna be a slugfest. I think
Uncharted.
Arcane's-
I bet you Uncharted's on there.
yeah, Uncharted kind of has
That's
to, right?
right,
There's not a
yeah.
lot of other things. And Resident Evil Raccoon City, imagine.
Anybody see Uncharted?
Oh,
Raise your hand.
yeah.
It's on
Um,
Netflix. I still
It's
won't watch it.
trash.
Yeah. it's not
Trash?
bad.
I'd find
I
fun.
enjoyed
Dude.
it for what it
It's not
was.
bad.
Sit down, Robert. Sit down.
It's not bad.
Oh,
If you're saying I enjoyed it for what it was, that equates to trash
That's
for
not good enough.
Uncharted.
That's not
I
good
enjoyed
enough.
it for what it was, considering the look of the main characters. I still like what
No,
they
I
did
just
with it. It
had
felt
fun
like Uncharted.
while watching the movie.
But I've seen that movie 1,000 times.
Oh, server
That's-
error.
That's the
Yeah,
biggest
I'll
problem.
try to see if mine
Error.
opens up.
I've seen that movie, that formula.
It's
yeah,
down
yeah.
again.
times.
If you want, I could just go on. I have like the other one now.
I want to guess them, and I guess you
Some
can tell us.
blurry shit.
I'm
man.
not looking at it. I'm not looking at it. Well, I guess I am looking at it right now.
You gotta look at the category so we can guess.
I'll tell you what it is. Do you want to tell you the adaptation one?
Yeah,
It is Arcane. So we got
that
that.
one for sure.
Cyberpunk Edge Runners. We got that.
Okay.
That has the potential to win, man. Cyberpunk Edge Runners. People have
I
been
think
loving it.
Arcane
think
is
it
one.
What about Edge Runners is fucking
I think
amazing.
it should. Yeah.
The Cuphead show. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
Then you got Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and
Halo.
Uncharted.
I
That
told
shit
you.
ain't going on there.
Edgework.
Talk about trash.
Edge Runners should
Halo.
win that one.
I'm saying Arcane easily. Everybody that's watched Arcane has
It's gonna be
binged it.
Arcane, no question.
I just saw a twit the other day. I forget who it was. Not a like big time celebrity, but yeah, I finally got to watching around to Arcane after everybody told. I think it was Henry Cavill. He's like, yeah, we watched it pretty much all in one session. My girlfriend kept saying, well, should we go to bed? And he's like, nah, I think we should watch the next episode. And she was like, okay. And then they watched the whole thing. So, but anyway, what's the next category? I want to get through this a little quicker.
Well, let's see. I'll say best game direction.
Pretty much the game of the year nominees.
I was Xenoblade Chronicles.
Just tell us if there's a game on there that isn't game on the game of the year.
I'll say there's 6 of them, or no, wait, my bad, I can't count.
Or Ragnarok.
5 of them, and 1 of them is not on the game of the year list.
God of War Ragnarok.
Well, we already know
Forbidden
that.
West.
We're gonna guess the one that isn't on the game of the year
Which
list.
you guys are not
Oh,
going to guess
it's
this. I'll be honest
Xenoblade.
with you.
Xenoblade.
No, that's
No,
not-
but that's on the game of the year list.
Oh, it's not on the
You're
game.
not gonna
list.
guess it because I was gonna say Kirby and Forgotten Lands, but I don't know.
You're not gonna. It's an indie title. I don't think you guys know this.
Oh, I
Alright.
know.
What do you think?
Well, I was
not
gonna say Tunic, but
Nah. Yeah, you think maybe that game, but no.
So
it's
what-
Immortality.
What game of the year didn't
Oh,
get
I've never
nominated
even heard
then
of it.
for best direction?
What is it?
I'm gonna say Xenoblade didn't get nominated for best
Yeah.
direction.
Okay, yeah, that's a
right.
good way to do it. Which one? Yeah, which one didn't get it? Which would be 2 of them. 2 of them didn't get it.
Xenoblade.
I don't think
and-
Xenoblade didn't get it.
Stray and Xenoblade.
Yeah, and Stray. No,
What-
I think
what-
Stray did.
Retro and T. What do you think? 2
I
that
think
didn't
Xenoblade
get it.
did get it though.
didn't get- did they
Which
get
the
what
game?
nomination?
Which the game of the years? Which I don't know if you know the game of the years. A Plague Tale Requiem,
Uh-huh.
Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Stray, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Horizon and Stray.
Which one of those
Okay.
two wasn't
Did not
nominated?
get-
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
Elden
All
Ring.
right,
everybody
and
be quiet.
Xenoblade.
Quiet.
Not nominated for
That's
game
true.
direction.
All right, so I'm gonna go with Stray and Horizon.
And then what did you say, Retro?
I said the same one, Stray
Okay.
and Horizon.
The ones that wasn't was A Plague Tale and Xenoblade.
I got half it right. I knew Xenoblade wouldn't be.
Yeah.
And then
A
now we
Plague
got
Tale?
Best Narrative.
All right, I want to say a
So-
shout out to Sally Mangoes. It's the Sifu game of the year. Did that come out this year? I feel like that
Yeah.
came out late last
It
year.
did.
like it was
it
last
did.
year.
You know what? I
guess
thought
you-
it.
I think it came out on Switch this year.
Yeah, it came out.
Maybe
no,
it
no,
was
it came
early
out.
this
No,
year.
no, it came out February 6th. I
February.
just checked. February
Okay.
6th,
Oh, wow.
super early.
So
Damn.
many games came out this fucking year.
All right, what's
Okay,
the next
so-
category?
So best
narrative.
narrative.
Well, we know
Now I didn't see it, so I'm not gonna.
we know
I'll
God of
probably
War.
guess it.
I mean,
God of War.
It's gonna be
Plague
5 of them,
Tale's
one,
gonna
right?
be on
Plague
there.
Tale's in there. it better
Okay,
be.
well I said
Plague
one
Tale.
cutoff thing. So
Plague Tale. I don't think.
I know
Forbidden
I
West.
don't know if. I don't think
See,
Elden
no,
Ring would be
I
on
would say
there.
a Plague Tale's on there. I just saw that, so I'll
I'm
guess.
gonna
Elden
say
Ring's not
Horizon
on
or
there.
Elden Ring's not on there for
I
narrative.
would say
Horizon.
God of War.
Horizon?
I'd say
Horizon's on
Horizon.
there.
Death
Horizon.
Stranding.
That's God of War, Horizon.
I'm gonna say
Immortality.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3
No, I don't. I think no.
for narrative.
Narrative?
I would like it to be, but I don't think
I wouldn't
it is.
know.
I would say a Plague Tale, God of War, Horizon, Immortality, and
What's the Stray?
no, I don't think Stray would be
A
near.
narrative? Yeah, I would go with Stray, probably. It sounds like that kind of game.
All right.
That's Trey's best.
What are
strongest, point.
I won't guess the other one. Let's see. It is a Plague Tale, Elden Ring for narrative.
What?
God of
has
War
an Elden-
Ragnarok,
So you think
Horizon
it's not
Forbidden West,
trustworthy?
and Immortality. Yeah.
Elden
Yeah,
Ring
no,
has.
Immortality,
What,
has-
what the fuck is Immortality? It's like the
Over
new Control.
Xenoblade.
Never heard
Let
of
that
it.
set in. Over
I heard it,
Xenoblade.
so
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
What's the,
What is this
indie game
on
that came out on
Immortalities?
Game Pass?
It's like one of those like
I'm
it's like
looking
a
it up.
live action
That-
sort of
What's that narrative game that didn't win anything? That came out on. Game
That's what I
Pass.
said about the Immortality. Like the new Controls. Like nobody fucking heard of that shit.
Hey man, I
Animation
heard of it.
style.
I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, that is a live action like.
It's a live action like.
Well, then
game
that
that's
makes
really,
sense for
really-
that makes sense for.
It's a very narrative-driven game. Yeah, it's a very
But
narrative-driven game.
Xenoblade well above Elden Ring. Elden Ring has cuts like half the narrative is you can
Sega
completely
CD out
miss
in here.
if you don't
Apparently, it's really good.
like you can completely miss like half of Elden Ring's narrative if you don't stumble across the right spot at the right time. Like
Pretty good in 1995.
it's a cool idea, the opening, but throughout the
It's one of the highest
game.
rated games this year. It's not even a joke.
All right,
Because
next category.
people who don't want to play games can sit and watch it.
All right, so next is art direction. Again, we'll name 5. I'll just say straight up, I see one of them, and one of them is Elden Ring.
That's for sure.
God of War.
So now there's another
Horizon.
4.
Horizon. Yeah.
Let's see. Well, Stray. I think Stray will be on that.
Yeah.
Which one is
Stray
it? What's the
Art
category?
direction.
art direction for
Art
outstanding
direction.
creative or technical achievement in artistic design and animation.
God of War.
So God of War,
I think
Stray. You say Horizon? No, I don't know. I
I
don't know
say
if
Horizon. That has
Yeah.
I guess Horizon kind of has to make
that
it,
has a
right?
great art
Plague
direction.
Tale.
Plague Tale.
I'm gonna say Pokemon.
Legend Arceus?
Yeah.
You know what's stupid is that Violet and
You mean
Scarlet
worst
were,
art
just missed
direction?
it by like a second. It literally missed it by like a day. Like
Art direction. I'm gonna throw in Mario and Rabbits in there.
Hey,
Ooh.
do it.
That could actually
it.
be
All
there.
right, what are they?
Art direction.
Let's see. It is Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok,
Elden Ring.
Horizon Forbidden West, Scorn, Stray.
Oh, that Scorn makes sense.
Scorn makes sense. That makes sense.
Scorn.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And Stray makes sense for that category.
Yeah, Stray's one of
Best
the better
score in music.
Best things about that game.
Best score in music for
God
outstanding
of
Fucking
War.
music.
Xenoblade better
Xenoblade.
be in there.
So
Xenoblade.
I already saw one. of them
Elden
there.
Ring for sure.
Corn isn't in there, that's for sure.
You want me to just say the one that I saw?
Doesn't
Just
have
so
any damn music.
No,
okay.
I'm gonna say Elden Ring 100,000,000% because that has amazing music.
I'm gonna say
God of War for sure. Horizon.
Xenoblade gotta be in there.
Horizon's the same dude that did the Ori games, or same person. That has some really good music.
Doom Eternal.
Okay. Doom Eternal.
man.
Oh.
Well, I kind of feel like Stray would
Triangle
be this too.
strategy. No.
Yeah,
No.
I think you might get one of those
All
in
right.
there.
I'm saying
If the
Xenoblade.
game came
I'm
out.
saying-
I think
Let's say
Xenoblade
Live
has
Alive. Is Live Alive nominated for anything?
I think Xenoblade has to, even though I'm kind of 50-50 on the music.
It
There's,
better fucking be that.
there's some
soundtrack is
music
so
that's
goddamn
great,
Good.
and then there's some music like I never want to hear this song again.
I'm gonna
Well,
say
that soundtrack is
Xenoblade all day.
Bayonetta
Xenoblade
3
every
there.
game.
Yeah.
Bayonetta 3 in
I
music.
hate the main battle music. I don't hate it, but I got sick of the regular battle music.
It's so good.
I like the
that's-
boss battle stuff, the chain attack, but all
So
right, what is
it's-
it?
What's Rabbids?
All right, it is a Plague Tale,
I forgot about that.
Elden
one.
Ring, God of War Ragnarok. This
Come
one
on,
makes
man.
sense. This one makes sense. Metal Hellsinger, which is all about rhythm game, like a hell.
Yeah.
And then Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
There
Good.
it
I'm
is.
surprised that.
There it
I'm
is.
very
I
surprised. by
fucking
that.
feel like they should have a rule where your game can be fucking nominated for more than 2 categories. And even then, I'm being generous because like you always got like the same fucking 5 Game of the Year games and
Yeah,
every
God of
category.
War-
Well,
I feel like God of War is in
The
everything.
Emmys do.
there hasn't been
God of
that
War-
many. I mean, there hasn't been
Golden
There's
Globe.
been a
Girl,
shit ton of
God of
games
War
this
is gonna
year.
be in,
not worthy
in-
of.
God of War
What
is gonna be
category?
nominated for multiplayer.
Well, you
game
can't
of the year
knock
right
it.
now.
You can maybe not but you can't knock the
Family game
music
of
in
the
God of
year.
War. I say that's where I would draw
Oh,
swords if you say that. That's the one category out of all of them that it for sure should be in. I feel,
sure.
based on what I've heard.
Now, what about this? Is a Juice's one. This is best audio design.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say Horizon. No wait, let me think about this. God of War for sure will get nominated.
I'm gonna say the last one. Can we include the last one part 1? I feel like they would.
They
I'm
might.
gonna say Stray.
I'm just trying to think of what, because sometimes
say Stray
ACG always talks about the audio in
You
games.
play Stray, Robert?
Not yet. Not yet.
Audio
That's still off and on.
design, man. I'm gonna go something with Tiny Tina. Let's just fucking go.
Thinking of the games I
That's
played,
random as
Tiny
hell.
Tina's Wonderland. Don't you fucking laugh at that shit.
I feel like that'd be more best music than best audio design.
Born.
I don't have
Ooh,
like.
you know
There's
what?
not a.
Scorn, yeah.
Scorn
To me,
for-
there
Scorn
isn't a
for best audio
standout.
design?
For me, I don't have a standout out of the 5 games I've
Put on your
played.
headphones and play Scorn. That's some
Um,
great shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Horizon has some good sound design, but then it also has a little bit of the wonkiness. But it does have some really cool bounce echoey sounds where you're like approaching like a battle in like a what do you call it? A sunk down area with rocks all around, and you hear it like echoing all over. So I'm gonna say Horizon.
Was there any like I mean, other than Scorn,
GTA,
any other like hard
GT7,
games?
Gran Turismo 7, maybe.
Maybe, yeah, something like that.
You know, God of War will be in there.
God of War, yeah. How many did you name? How many? You
I
just
would
named,
put
like,
Elden Ring in there because there's same sound effects they've been using since Demon Souls.
Scorn, Stray,
God of War,
Horizon,
Gran Turismo,
Gran
and Horizon.
Oh,
That
Gran
sounds fine.
Turismo. Yeah.
I guess we'll check.
I'm
Let's
just
see.
guessing because racing games usually do pretty good.
Yeah.
And it is. You're not gonna love this one. Recognize the best in-game audio and design. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
I'm sure that it does.
I'm sure
Those
it
games
sounds
have had
good.
great
Sure,
audio
sounds
since
great.
2008.
I just didn't even think about it.
But Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok,
Yeah.
Gran Turismo 7. There you go.
Wow.
And Horizon Forbidden West.
Good call.
Oh, so Scorn wasn't even in it.
Scorn wasn't even in
See,
there.
Elden Ring, like I said, it reuses a lot
This
of
is
the same
popularity
sounds
contest. This
they've
ain't
been
no
using
real-
since fucking Demon Souls. So it's just weird to me. Not that it
Scorn
sounded
make
bad.
you want to puke. Listen
But that
to
makes
the-
sense. I get the Call of Duty games. They always have like
They
that.
do have some of the.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they were turned off by the sound. In
I remember
Scorn.
Black Ops 1 just
It's
blew
gross.
me away with the 5.1 surround.
Yeah. All right. How about best performance? I don't even know.
Let me guess. Boy or Kratos and
Boy.
Kratos and Boy.
Well, it's
I'm
gonna
a-
be someone from Immortality
Plague
because it's a
Tale.
whole live action thing.
Plague
Yeah.
Tale will
Plague
have
Gotta be. What's her name? I don't know.
tell you,
the actress.
Jennifer
I don't know the
Amicia.
names of the people, but I'll say
Amicia.
someone from Horizon, someone from Immortality, someone from
they'll probably
Plague Tale,
throw it to the.
I think two people
Aloy.
from.
someone
no, I
from
think
God of War.
three- I was gonna say 3 people from God of War.
I'll say 2 people from God of War.
I'll
That's
say
it.
2 from God of War. I'm gonna say.
The Cat and Stray.
What was the other one I said earlier?
Like Beepo from Mario and Rabbids.
Dang, I forget the other one I said. Oh, Plague Tale for sure will have at least one.
Yeah.
All right, name them.
All right.
I know
It
Xenoblade
is-
doesn't because I seen Nia tweet earlier.
It is Ashley Burke
That's Aloy.
Bert.
from
Yeah.
Horizon,
Mhm.
Charlotte McBurney from A Plague Tale, Christopher Judge from God of War Ragnarok. Which isn't that Kratos?
Yeah,
Kratos.
he won
He's gonna
last
get-
year.
That's
didn't
like saying
Or
Charles
last year.
Martinet for every single Mario game.
Yeah.
How many times you gonna do Kratos? And then Manon Gage from Immortality, Sonny Soljic from God of War. So yeah, 2 God of Wars. There you go.
No kitty cat from Stray.
Nah.
They
Games
don't-
for Impact.
They don't have
Oh,
I'm the girl with the gall. Retro, you know
Oh.
what that is?
is that from Xenoblade?
Good job,
That's
Senna.
Xenoblade.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm the girl with the gall. You
Yeah,
hear it? You're
That's
gonna
why
hear
I
it.
don't know it because I
Oh.
don't put that shit in.
You're gonna hear it 2,000 times.
Yeah, but okay, you're gonna hear that same shit in Japanese. It's the same
English
thing.
bias when it comes to
The
Xenoblade.
girl with the goal.
RPGs in general.
Uni's
Games
the
for
boss.
Impact is essentially indie games.
Games
What
for
is it?
Impact, don't care.
Shredder.
I want to.
Shredder's
It's
the
gonna be names I don't know the
I'm
names.
gonna
of.
say
Stray?
Shifu.
A Plague Tale Requiem.
Wanna go
Oh, it's gotta be Plague Tale,
Immortality.
Shifu
Immortality.
in there.
Immortality, right?
Stray.
No, it's gotta have a good
Immortality.
They're gonna
message.
get God of War in there,
It's gotta
man.
have a
God
good
of War's gonna be in there
message.
somehow.
I put in Sifu in there.
Last one's
Tunic?
part 1.
Tunic is not
I'm
in
a-
this. This is bullshit.
I'm
I
Tunic
just
really
read
did
it.
not
Just
get-
read it.
All right, it is a Memoir Blue, which actually looks pretty good. As Dust Falls, which
That's what I was trying to remember. As Dust Falls.
Which
yes.
actually, by the way, that's an Xbox game. I forgot that came out this year.
That's right.
Citizen Sleeper, Endling, Extinction is Forever, which I do want to play that actually. Hindsight, and I was a teenage colonist. Whatever that means.
Next.
Yeah.
And then you got best ongoing game. Fortnite,
Fortnite.
Overwatch.
Warzone,
Uh,
Fortnite,
no, you're
Warzone.
missing
I'm
one of
not
the
saying
big ones.
Overwatch.
Missing
Dota.
one
I'm
of
not
the
saying
big
Overwatch because
ones.
Overwatch 2 is not an ongoing game. That's a new game.
It's exactly fucking Overwatch 1, just with all the
Tell that to
characters
Jeff
blocked.
Keighley.
That's fucking
Tell it to
ongoing.
Jeff Keighley. That's not
There's
in
a
the
huge
game.
one we're forgetting.
EA
It is
game.
very-
EA
Dota.
ones.
Dota.
No, that's one of the newer Valorant. Valorant.
Valorant, yes,
The EA
definitely.
one.
Apex.
Apex? Sure.
Just read them.
Apex, I'll say last one is CS:GO somehow. Let's see. Oh, that makes sense. Okay, this makes sense.
Siege.
Best ongoing game: Apex Legends,
Rainbow Six.
Destiny 2,
Destiny
Final
2.
Fantasy 14. Understandable.
God damn.
Fortnite, and then I forgot about this Genshin Impact. That makes
The
sense.
same
They
fucking
They can't
games
just
every
nominate
year.
the same games every year. It's stupid.
Every
Yeah,
single
the
year.
same ones
They're
every
ongoing
year.
games.
Fortnite has probably been there for 4 years in a row.
Rocket League never gets
Final Fantasy
mentioned.
14 was there last year. I remember that.
All right, next.
Fortnite is huge.
All right. Best indie games that I'm sure a lot of us haven't.
None of
tried.
this shit so far, by the way, everything we're doing is making me want to watch this more than I already want to
All right,
watch it.
I'll
I'm
tell you
just
the best
saying.
indie games.
Tunic.
Shredder's Revenge.
Shredder
Stray.
is not an indie game, isn't it?
Oh, Stray's not indie, is it? I could
It
say
is. It
Indie
is
developer.
it is
Is it?
Best
Yeah.
indie game.
that's
I mean,
gonna
sequel
win,
better
then.
make that.
All right, so I just saw the indie games. I actually do know all these, so I'm
Okay.
not.
Stray, Tunic, Scorn. They all have one name.
Scorn's not in.
It's a small
Indie?
studio that made it.
I don't know if it's independent though.
One dude. Definitely a small studio.
It's one dude. Wait, for
Yeah, it's
Scorn?
like one guy, and he has like support staff, but
Oh,
it's
okay,
mostly
okay.
one dude.
Okay. Well, because I'm saying that, admittedly, it's not on there. Just because I was just saying.
Yeah, that's bullshit, bro.
All right.
This is some bullshit.
I'll just say it because it's and this actually makes sense. When I see this, all right.
Freedom
makes
Planet.
sense.
Two.
It's
Yeah,
Cult of the
Freedom Planet.
Lamb, which
Why are you
a
laughing
lot
at
of people
that?
been a lot of people been loving that game. Cult of the
Freedom
Lamb.
Planet. You can say two.
Neon White, which I was surprised that didn't maybe get game
Oh,
of the year
Neon White. Yeah.
because that's actually like at 88. Sifu, Stray, and Tunic. There you go,
Ah,
there's
Tunic
Tunic made it. Tunic's gonna
Tunic
win that.
made it.
Tunic's gonna win that.
Sifu's out on Switch already, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
So
Sifu's
best
in there,
best
so I don't know.
mobile game,
Don't care.
Pokemon Snap. I mean,
No, I know.
Pokemon Go. Genshin
what's that
Impact.
shit? Marble Snap.
Marvel Snap. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That's what I was
Marvel
thinking.
Snap,
I said Snap.
Pokemon or
Pokemon Snap.
Pikachu, whatever. Not Pikachu. Pikmin.
Pikmin Blue.
Bloom.
Pikmin Bloom.
These are games that came out this year.
I don't know a lot of.
What is it?
Diablo Immortal.
Diablo Immortals, yeah, definitely.
All right. You want me to say it?
I do.
Yeah.
So it's Apex Legends Mobile,
Oh,
Diablo Immortal, understandable. Genshin Impact.
told
There
ya.
we go. Back with that one. Marvel Snap. So that is there. And Tower of Fantasy, the one, the only. I don't know that game. And then best community support. What do you think?
Don't
Man,
care.
what is this shit?
Go to the next
Sonic.
one.
That's Destiny 2, Fortnite, Apex,
It's just the
League
same.
of Legends, and something
Let's
else.
not put Overwatch in that list.
Let's see. It is Apex Legends, Destiny 2. Oh, I was Final Fantasy 14. Did I say that? No, I didn't say that. Fortnite. Oh, I almost got it all. And No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky, baby, still
No Man's
around
Sky,
for
yeah,
best
that's
community
right.
support.
People
That's
shitting
hilarious.
on. It's funny. People are shitting on Overwatch, but they playing that shit. That shit is one of the highest played games right now. So
What
There's a lot
about
of
innovation
shit
and
talking.
accessibility, man? That's God of War Ragnarok. That's on there.
Last was part
Gotta be.
1.
Last was part 1. Marvel
Horizon.
Snap.
Wait, what was this category?
Innovation in accessibility.
Last of Us Part 1.
Last was part 1.
Just
Fuck
read
all
them.
this.
Just read them.
All right, let's see.
Run out of time.
It
Mario
is,
Rabbids.
Yeah,
As
Mario
Dusk
Rabbids.
Falls,
Okay.
God of War Ragnarok, Return to Monkey Island,
Oh.
The Last of Us Part 1, and The Quarry. So then we got
The Island. All right. All right.
Best Virtual Reality / Augmented Reality. Do we know like
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot of
I
people
couldn't
who
name.
VR games
I know one game that came
That's-
out this year.
that's gonna
That's
make it?
VR. It better make it because the
Let's-
first one was amazing. I haven't played the second one
Let's
yet,
see.
but now I can't
The one
remember
with the
goddamn
mouse?
name of it. Yeah, I can't think of the name.
It's
One of my favorite games of all
yeah,
time.
this
I can't remember the name right now.
fucking Jesus Christ, what is that name?
Just
the
read
mouse
list.
guy.
I
All
gotta
right,
cheat.
let's just read.
I gotta cheat.
It is. It's on there. It's on there, T. I'll tell you right now. It's
It
you
is
got
on there,
After
okay.
the Fall, Among Us VR, Bone Lab, Moss Book 2,
Moss.
and Red Matter 2. So Moss did make the list.
Moss
There
is
you
gonna
go.
win that shit, bro. I'm telling you right now.
Best action game.
I know the nominees.
You got 5 of them. You got 5 of them. So Bayonetta's got to make it right. Bayonetta 3, God of War Ragnarok, Elden Ring.
God
You
of
know the
War
God of War?
wasn't in there.
For action?
Pretty
Oh,
sure.
is it like adventure? Because action adventure probably. Oh shit!
Adventure, yeah.
I forgot there's another
Don't-
category for action.
Action is
There's
more
one
like
in there. You
Bayonetta.
guys are gonna be face bombing. That's for sure. It's like, why is this doing an action
Elden
game?
Ring.
Elden Ring.
Sonic Frontier.
It's
Elden Ring's
it's a big
action
casual game.
RPG.
Animal Crossing.
Fuck.
Bruh.
Think
What
RPG
action?
Sonic
in there.
Action
Frontier.
games that came in 2022?
It's a reboot of it's a sequel reboot.
It's a C boot.
Sequel or reboot?
It's a
sequel
sequel
reboot,
to
it's a
it's a
reboot.
reboot sequel to the previous reboot.
What the fuck?
Last of Us Part 1.
Oh, Last was part 1. Damn,
it's a
if they
sequel.
include that, it's gonna be stupid.
Oh, that's not a sequel.
Just
though.
Oh,
read
that's not
them.
a sequel. Yeah.
It's got a 2 in the
Um,
title.
Yeah, go ahead and read them.
All right, I guess I'll just read them.
Bayonetta 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bayonetta 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
That's the one.
Oh,
So
Well,
what happened to
that's
shooter?
how's that best shooter? Isn't
What
that
happened to the
best
shooter
category?
category? Now that's an action game.
There is no shooter. Yeah.
It says because this is for the best game in the action genre, focused primarily on combat.
that's nonsense.
I
It's
hope-
technically
It's
combat,
action
but
game.
it's not. Come on, man, it's a shooter. Come on.
That's nonsense.
Then you have Neon White, understandable. I've heard that's really good. Sifu, understandable, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge. So,
Bayonetta should have
action
that.
game. Yeah, you would think, right?
I'm anticipating best family game though.
Honestly, though, there's a good chance. There's a
You know
good
what it
chance
is.
Neon White might take that over
Mario plus
Bayonetta.
Rabbids. Get that shit out of here.
I don't
man.
know. Splatoon should be on there too.
Best
It'll be in there, but
best
it'll be Mario
action
plus.
/ adventure.
God of War.
So this is
Horizon,
combining combat
Elden
with
Ring.
traversal and puzzle solving.
Did
Yeah,
Elden
so-
Ring make?
Arceus.
Does Elden Ring make
Elden
RPG
Ring?
or action adventure though?
It's
No,
gonna be
it'll be
both.
on
It's gonna be
adventure.
both.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, it's gonna.
It's gonna
yeah.
be both.
It's
Elden
both,
Ring,
but I think it was
God of War.
Pokemon Arceus.
Yeah, that's
Arceus.
what I was gonna say. I was gonna say Arceus
True.
is gonna be on there.
No.
Ours is not gonna be on there.
No way.
That shit ain't anywhere.
Kirby.
That could
Nah,
be. Nah,
no
it's family.
chance.
That's in family.
No
game.
chance. Yeah, family game. Oh well, Xenoblade they might do count as
Continual
adventure.
That'd be an RPG. I don't think they'll put it in adventure.
Yeah, I guess they might put it in adventure. Plague Tale. I'll put Plague Tale. And then Horizon. Duh. Did you say Horizon?
No,
It's just
but
gonna be all
it'll on there.
the game of the year nominees.
Pretty much.
Think about it.
Let's see.
Sonic
Think
Frontier.
of one more action adventure that's
No
not.
more games came out this year.
Sonic
Come on.
Frontier.
Fuck it, Sonic
Nah, it's
Frontiers.
too
There's no
late.
chance,
It's
but
too
let's.
late. It's too late. It's too late.
All right,
Why
I'll
not?
tell you right now.
That
It
Jump
is.
Force 1 year.
It is. A Plague Tale, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon
Man.
Forbidden West,
Come on.
Stray, and
Shut the fuck up.
and Tunic.
Action adventure. Stray? Fuck off.
Come on.
It's definitely not an action game, but it is an adventure game. That is-
I'll give it
Yeah, but that's
adventure,
like-
but action?
That's why.
like
That's
a
why. That's why
broad
they should.
thing,
Why don't they just have a
man.
best action game, best adventure game? Why do they put action and then action adventure? That doesn't make
You gotta
sense.
put in
That's
dumb
like-
shit like Community and all this other nonsense.
It's like
Yeah.
they're fucking nominating Death Stranding as a platformer and shit. Get out of here.
And Tunic though, did you hear Tunic got nominated?
Sonic action adventure, okay, I can rock with that. Yeah.
All right. Is there a RPG category?
I'll get
Yeah,
some
actually,
love.
just right now. This is the next one. Best RPG.
Well, that's
Buy
Elden Ring.
Tunic. If you
That's
haven't bought it,
Xenoblade
buy that.
Chronicles 3.
Xenoblade Chronicles
Mario
3.
plus Rabbids.
Elden Ring for sure. Then in that case,
Yeah.
What
Mario
is
plus
it?
Rabbids. I'll say Mario
Triangle
plus Rabbids. I think.
Strategy.
Triangle
Pokemon
Strategy.
Arceus.
Live Alive.
No.
Pokemon
Live
Arceus.
Alive. I think Live Alive is on there.
I think Live Alive maybe.
That's RPG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Live
It
Alive.
better
is
be on that shit.
Trying to think
What
what,
do you-
else might have come out. That would.
Those are my
Pokemon
five.
Arceus. Let's put
Yeah,
that one in
no
there.
credibility.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
yeah,
Pokemon
Go
Arceus.
ahead. Go ahead and put.
All right, let's see.
Gotta save the
It
Nintendo
is.
games for
It
the
is.
family.
Oh. Here it goes. Elden Ring, Live Alive is on there. And Pokemon Legends Arceus. What the fuck?
Wow.
Was this
I
best
know there's
family
no
game?
chance. And Triangle Strategy.
Triangle
Goddamn.
strategy, son.
And Xenoblade Chronicles. Basically, this is a Switch
This is the
category. What
family,
the fuck?
best family game.
You know, they had
This-
to give one to Nintendo. Nintendo can't lose now.
All right,
Well,
Sandstorm.
honestly, to be
I
fair,
gotta ask
for
you.
RPGs, think about RPGs. There was so many RPGs on Switch.
RPGs,
Like,
yeah, crazy RPGs. on
There's so
Switch.
many.
All right, Sandstorm.
Other than
Let
Elden
me
Ring.
ask a question because you guys always fight me on this.
What?
Not in this category in particular because there's multiple Game of the Year, at least 2. But I feel if a Game of the Year nominee ends up in another category with no other Game of the Year nominees, to me, that should mean it's guaranteed to win that category. So let's say Elden Ring Game of the Year nominee was the only Game of the Year nominee in Best RPG. I've always said that to me that should almost be an automatic win at that point because as it's nominated for Best Game of the Year, it should obviously be the best strategy or role playing game. When none of the other when none of the
suck in a certain
listen,
department.
when none of the
That's
other
kinda
nominees
hard.
are nominated for Game of the Year, so that
I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense,
kinda-
but the problem is it's not a traditional RPG, so it's
Yeah,
gonna get
that's-
beaten out by a more traditional RPG.
That's
I would
kind
hope.
of
That's
like
what
the
I mean.
clause to it. That's
I
kind
would
of the
hope.
clause to it because if there's another RPG in there that's like more RPG than the game that you're saying, then it's kind of arguable. But I feel like
The most
'cause-
RPG out of that bunch
Because
is
when I think
Live Alive.
of like game of the year, I think like you have like all these qualities that make you. It doesn't mean you're the master in one. It just meant you were well rounded in all of these qualities.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
So just even though you may not be, even though Elden Ring may not be the best RPG, it's like number 2 in RPG, number 2 in action, number 2 in puzzle, and like all together as an average.
The overall best.
Yeah, it's the overall best.
that's interesting.
that should be your game of the year if it wins these other things, and it's overall. It is. I mean, like you were saying, it's good at a lot of these other different things, these other different categories.
Well, what
That
about
should be your game of the year.
what
when
about
it
the year
wins all of them
Bayonetta
categories.
2 got nominated for Game of the Year? That if that should like without a doubt, it should automatically win Best Action Game. Like
Oh yeah,
because it is an action game that was also
Yeah,
that's
nominated.
pure action. Yeah.
So
that's
I
a
always
pure
feel
action,
it's like
yeah.
it's
Did
just
it lose?
I don't remember what happened that year.
I think it probably got
Probably
that.
did,
Well,
but
it's like
I would think it won that.
Well, it's like if for let's say for shits and giggles, Bayonetta 2 was in for like best puzzle game. You know what I mean? And like it lost the puzzle game, but then like one game of the year, it'd be like
Yeah, all right.
that would I don't know. I do. You made a good point though. But
Or
if,
like it, but if like they did a
think that's the
Mario
way it
game for
should be. I
best
don't think it's
platformer
always
and it lost while it was still nominated Game of
Yeah.
the Year, that would be pretty bizarre.
Yeah, that would be like, are you
Yeah.
serious?
Like, huh? All
right,
right, so
what's-
next one, best fighting game. I don't even know 5 fighting games that came out this
nah,
year.
there wasn't. Just
Are there 5?
I can't name one. So
Come on, Retro. Think there's gotta be one you know.
Oh,
I don't know why you
trying
would
to
know,
think.
but
I think there's a
I'm-
bunch of anime ones.
Guilty
that
Gear,
came out,
somebody.
I'm gonna say
Guilty Gear, somebody.
Bayonetta 3, God of War.
There is fighting
Alright,
in those games.
Let's see. It is.
Sifu.
It is.
Mhm.
DNF Duel, the best one. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle Royale R, the best
Oh,
one.
I forgot.
The
We
King
forgot
of
the
Fighters
WB.
15.
WB.
Yeah.
Also the best one. Multiverse, yeah, Multiverses.
Multiverse, yeah, that's Versus, yeah.
These are the worst one. And then Sifu, the
What?
best one.
Multiverse is the worst.
Nah, I'm just fucking
You
around.
ain't-
I haven't played any of
yeah,
these.
you ain't paying attention. That game was fire for about a
I mean-
month.
For about a
Yeah,
month.
everybody forgot about that shit.
I gotta step away. Mr.
Alright.
Sands calling, so
Okay.
I'll see you guys later.
All right, man.
All
Thanks
right,
for stopping by.
Peace. So yeah, those are the 5. Now that you say we see that, I'm like, all right, I get it, understand.
Yeah, Multiverses was hot fire for a little minute, for about 3 weeks. Everybody was talking about that game.
No Nickelodeon All Star, was that
Most people
last
were
year?
kind of shit talking it, but yeah, it was. Everyone was trying it at least.
Nickelodeon.
What about so next one, That was what best fighting. Next is best family. The
Pretty
Nintendo
much.
category.
Nintendo category.
Mario plus
Didn't we
Rabbids
lose that last year?
to It Takes
Um,
Two or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it takes two.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Which
say
it's a
Which
literally
actually-
rated T for teen game, and it was somehow fucking best.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
so
gonna say
bizarre.
Mario plus Rabbids, Kirby, Splatoon 3,
He's killing it right now.
You're killing it right now. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Pokemon Legends, Arceus.
Oh, you're a little off there though.
That's not on there.
No,
What? How?
I'm just being honest.
That's some bullshit. Tunic
no tunic.
Stray?
Dude,
No.
feels
No,
like a
no
family
shit.
game. It's not. That shit is hard, bro.
God
Alright,
of
so-
War Ragnarok.
That's
Yes,
about
yes,
family.
It is a family. It's
That's
about family.
That's kind of true.
So
about family.
it's
That's
so
what
this
it's
is what it
about.
says. It says for the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre of platform. What does that even mean? Best for a family play.
Means bullshit is what it means.
Sonic
I mean,
Frontiers.
No Sonic. So it is
thought it
Kirby
was-
and the Forgotten Land,
Mhm.
Lego Star Wars, the
Lego
Skywalker
Star
Saga,
Wars. That's
Mario plus Rabbids, Sparks of Hope. Which what? That's like
Right.
Put
that
it in
makes
RPG
fucking
if you're
sense.
gonna put it
not
in
a family
somewhere,
game.
man.
But kids will have.
In the slightest. Nintendo Switch Sports,
Oh,
cool.
Switch Sports. I forgot about
It's
that.
like you could play with your family. That makes more sense. All right, fine.
Makes sense.
Splatoon 3.
Not a
You
family
can't. You can't.
Not
I'm
a
not
family
playing with
game,
my
but-
family.
Whatever.
To me, like it should be like co-op games. It should be
Mhm.
like co-op multiplayer games, family. But fucking none of those are other than I think Lego and Switch Sports. Can you play like multiplayer?
Family game should basically mean couch co-op shit.
Couch
That's
co-op.
what
It
it
should.
is.
Yeah, that's what it should be. And it never does. It never does. But
Mario Kart 8 DLC. Oh wait, we're not done yet.
yeah.
There's
So
not enough games that come out couch co-op anymore.
yeah.
Even Halo couldn't do that shit right.
Yeah. Best family game, Halo Infinite, yo. All right, so the next one is best simulation / strategy. Which why do they combine those? That doesn't even make sense.
It just makes
Strategy
no
and
sense.
simulation are literally
Gee.
two different genres.
Gran Turismo
I was gonna
7,
say, because simulation depends on how you view
Mario
that.
plus Rabbids.
So basically, you put Gran Turismo 7 and
And
fucking
Triangle Strategy.
Strategy in the fucking
Yeah.
Which is what they're gonna do. It's gonna be Gran
Triangle
Turismo, Triangle
Strategy.
Strategy, Live Alive. Oh well, no. If it's strategy, I don't think Live Alive would be.
Mario
No.
and Rabbids better.
Mario
Mario
plus
plus
Rabbids.
Rabbids. Mario plus Rabbids. Is there any like other simulation?
Advance Wars 1 and 2 Oh wait, those never came out.
Oh, it's not out yet. I was gonna say what was it called? Not Mech Assault. Is it Mech
Ooh.
Assault?
Oh no, but that didn't come out, right? The remake. thing?
Remake. Yeah,
No,
yeah,
that
it's
didn't
not
yet.
out. Yet.
I don't know. I don't know any other. I just know those three. So I'll say
The,
right
the
now.
Disney one. The Disney one.
Oh, okay. The Disney thing. So the best. So this
Marvel
says
Snap.
best game focused on real time or turn based simulation or strategy gameplay, which is again that's two completely different things. So you got Dune Spice Wars. I think it's a mobile game. I think it's a mobile game. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. All right, cool.
Good.
At least it's on that. It's
Yeah.
literally a strategy game. And then Total War Warhammer 3. I heard people love those games.
About that one.
2 Point Campus. That is not even as
I wanted to name that. Fuck.
that
I
is
wanted to
literally
name
a
that.
simulation game, completely different from Mario plus Rabbids. You know,
Simulation though, so it fits that stupid ass category.
yep. We should have then Victoria 3. I don't know what that is, but that means why don't they just do best fighting / family / racing game? They might as well, right? You know what I mean?
There's not enough fighting games anymore. There used to be.
Exactly. So just combine it with family.
Or get rid of it.
You combine it with the family.
You know they're gonna rattle off that as just one of the 5 they
Yeah.
rattle off.
All right. So the next one is best sports / racing, which I don't even know. what you would
Racing
name.
as sports. Can we just like?
Yeah. Right.
Let's read the
which-
now. I don't.
NBA 2K22. All right. So let's see. 23. then.
Mario
22.
Golf.
So you got.
FIFA came out, I
Mario
think.
Golf,
No?
yeah. Oh, Mario Strikers.
Mario
Uh,
Strikers. That's what I was thinking.
All right,
of.
so let's see. You got F1 22. You got FIFA 23. You got NBA 2K23. You got Gran Turismo 7. All right, and then Ollie World, which probably is the most fun game there for sure. But no more strikers, man.
that a
More
racing
no Nintendo Switch Sports. Hold on a second. That's literally a sport.
Well, it's
That
'cause
was
it's not
in
that-
sports. It's not like
Dude,
Was it the only
you
world,
have
though?
a family category for Nintendo. They're gonna put Nintendo games in the other categories.
I
I'm
don't
not
think
fine with
it
that.
deserves to be. The sports didn't seem like people were too high on the actual
But Gran
sports.
Turismo 7 people talk shit about there was like a lot of controversy during it, like there in the
Again,
beginning.
when you nominate Jump
And,
Force,
and
for
when you're
anything,
nominating FIFA 23 and NBA 2K23, fuck out of here. Like
Yeah,
those
like
games,
it-
like people shit on those games every year. People are like, "Oh, that's fucking ridiculous."
But people buy
somehow-
them every year.
yeah, because it's the same fucking game every year. It's
Exactly.
The same
So
game.
Nintendo Switch Sports should be
I
nominated.
can't believe people still buy 2K. Like I still hear
Yeah.
people talk about it.
2K is
Yeah.
still awesome.
So best
it's not as
multiplayer.
bullshit, but it's the best. Well, it's the only baller out there.
Yeah, it's really the
Well,
only.
even if
Yeah.
it wasn't, it would still be better
Yeah.
than most ballers.
So-
it's really good.
What about best multiplayer? It's got to be Call of Duty, Overwatch 2,
Splatoon 3. I'm gonna.
Splatoon 3.
3, yeah.
Yes, they got to give Splatoon 3 or something, right?
God,
I'll
they
say
got-
multiverses. I'll say
I'm gonna say
multiverse.
Kirby and the
Okay.
Forgotten
I like
Land.
that. Multiverses, I'll take that.
Kirby.
Is this co-op or
This
what
is
is-
multiplayer, best multiplayer. So,
Multiplayer.
which I'm sure it could
Would
be
you-
technically co-op.
would you count Gotham Knights?
If it wasn't a
doubt
shit
that got
game,
nominated.
you would
I-
count it.
I doubt that got nominated.
It's not a
Uh,
shit game.
It is a
Gotham
You know
Knights
what? I'm
is
gonna
a
say
great
Switch
game.
broken
Sports. I'm gonna
ass,
say Switch
buggy
Sports.
ass.
I'm gonna
It
say
is
Switch Sports multiplayer. I don't think it got nominated for that. Retro, you saying anything? You
Yeah.
guys saying anything?
What about
I'm trying
Strikers?
to I feel like I'm forgetting
I don't
something.
think.
but
I think they
can't
just
think
didn't
of it.
nominate Strikers for anything.
Don't give a fuck.
They forgot that game exists.
So did
All right.
Nintendo.
Let's see, multiplayer. It is. It says, by the way, it says for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay design, including co-op
Outstanding.
and massive multiplayer experiences. So it is.
That takes
It
a lot.
is. Damn, I actually almost got all. Of it. It was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2,
Okay.
Multiverses. They did nominate Multiverses.
Nominate multiverse.
Overwatch 2,
Overwatch 2.
Splatoon 3.
Splatoon 3. All
Nice.
right.
And then Shredder's Revenge, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That makes sense. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Okay.
That's not a bad. I think
Good
that's a pretty good.
That's probably
multiplayer.
one of the best lists.
Then you got Content Creator of the Year,
Don't
No,
care.
come
I
next.
have no
Gaming with
idea.
me,
Alana Pierce.
Mr. T, Terminator Juice. It clocked it. And then we got to include
Don't
Terrell.
get you to be on that list. He hasn't made a video in like a
He
year.
made a video this year.
Made
He
two.
made a video this
Yeah,
year.
videos.
He's
So he
on.
made
He's,
one video. He can be like content creator. of
Look
year.
at the
That's
list
not
and
the
tell me if
Game
you
Award
think
bullshit.
I would know
This is
any of them.
Achilles, okay? Anything
Um,
goes with Achilles.
no, you don't. I don't think you know any of them.
Okay.
It is Carl Jacobs Ludwig,
Yeah,
Nebellion.
he's
maybe
one of the
Nebellion.
beasties.
Is
Nebellion?
that
I've heard-
yeah, is that the
Twitter
Twitter
guy.
Twitter guy?
Yeah.
If that's the Twitter guy, then sure. But that's not really a content creator, but whatever.
Well,
No brew.
he technically creates content, yeah.
And then QT Cinderella. Damn,
I
we
only
all
know
got
Carl
snubbed. We
Jacobs
all
for
got
that.
snubbed again.
That's bullshit.
Here,
Again.
I wonder what
Here we get
QT. I
stuff.
wonder if that's just a letter Q and T, or is that
It's
his?
literally
Hey
QT.
guys, I'm
so it's like
cute.
Cutie Cinderella.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
And then yeah, so we got snubbed again.
I made like a
Hopefully
whole new
next year.
channel to be part of that category and shit. It's fucking bullshit.
Hopefully
I mean,
next year,
10
man.
channels, I don't put
Hopefully
anything
next
on
year.
I
it.
Yeah.
sent you guys a link to who I think is content creator. This girl reacting to music. I'm like, I watched that till 2 a.m.
Gotta be
Saturday night.
video game
Jesus.
related.
All right, so here goes. Next one, best debut indie. I don't know debut
care.
indies, but I'm sure they're all
Only-
really good. So I'll tell you.
They started out.
And
Just Falls,
Stray.
Stray.
Are there?
it is Neon White, which
Neon
apparently is really
White.
good. Norco, I haven't heard that, but Raw Fury, they're a good publisher. so maybe.
Tunic.
Stray, which apparently is really good. Tunic,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
I know T's gonna like this. Vampire Survivors,
Hells yeah! Vampire Survivor,
which I've heard a lot of people actually
Hells
disappointed that didn't
yeah.
get nominated for Game of the Year. People
Okay,
apparently
that's-
really
that's-
like that fucking game.
It is great. It is a great game. But
I've never even seen 1
Game
second
of
of
the
footage.
Year,
I've seen a screenshot of it.
What about Web? Did that get nominated?
That was
Vampire
2020.
I feel
That was last
There's
year.
your winner right there, Vampire Survivor. Sorry, everybody else.
All right, so best adaptation, we saw that. Most anticipated, we saw that. Best esports game. Do you want to hear?
No,
best
none of
esports
that.
game.
None
Counter
of that.
Strike, Dota, League of Legends,
Oh,
Rocket
we
League,
never
Rocket League won't be in there.
Valorant.
No.
Bro, it's the same games every year for that category.
Yeah, come on, man.
Best
What-
esports
What can
athlete.
you do? I mean,
Dude,
there's
don't
not a
read
lot of
them.
games.
Let's
Terminator
go to the
Juice.
next one.
Best esports team. Juice is loose. There you go. Best esports coach. clocked it. He's
Let
a
me
big
guess.
coach.
Best esports team. Cloud9,
Dog.
NRG.
Nope.
The Doggy Dogs.
No, it's Dark Zero Esports, Apex, FaZe Clan, Counter Strike,
Oh, FaZe.
Gen G, League of Legends, LA Thieves, Call of Duty,
I
and
know
Loud,
names.
Valorant. I
I
know
have
all
no
of
time
them.
for any of that shit.
I've watched all of
Gen
them all the
G
time.
has a Rocket League team. FaZe has a Rocket League team.
Good on you, man. I don't know.
No,
none of
I don't know anything. I don't know.
I could be playing fucking Animal Crossing right now, man. Like, come on.
Best esports event, Evo 2022.
No, come.
2022 League of Legends
Let's
World
just guess the
Championship.
game. It's gonna
It's
be
the worst part of the show.
It's gonna be League of Legends. I'm gonna say
And
it.
yeah, I'm sure it'll be League of Legends soon. All right, so let's go back to the game of the year, man. Game of the year. Who do you think will win?
God of War.
It's
Elden
again
Ring.
Plague Tale, Elden
Elden
Ring,
Ring.
God of War, Horizon, Stray, Xenoblade.
I'm gonna say Elden
God
Ring.
of War.
Horizon's in there. Like,
I think it's a
I haven't
guaranteed
played enough.
Elden Ring. I think
It's
I
between
know-
Elden Ring and God of War for sure. There's like
I
Yeah,
don't think God of War. I don't think it's close. I'm gonna tell you why. I haven't played either of these games, but for me, it's like okay, God of War and Horizon. They're both evolutions,
mm-hmm.
right? If they were gonna win, they should have won with the first one, and God of War obviously won, right? When it came out, the first one. It basically at this point it's just an improvement on
It's more of the
first
same.
game.
if
It
you
doesn't
will.
blow away the first game or anything like that. Elden Ring was the Breath of the Wild of the year.
of this year.
Like it just like
Everybody
especially for
was
people
talking
who
about
played, Everybody was talking about that game, and for people who play Souls-like games, it was a Breath of the Wild type of game,
Yeah.
right? For Souls, so it has to win. If it
I'd
doesn't
rather
win,
have Elden Ring win, but I have no faith
Well,
in
when
the
you
Keighley
talk about-
Awards.
yeah, I understand you.
But you gotta remember the Keighley
You're
Awards.
wrong.
You gotta remember Jeff Keighley's the one that did Elden Ring. Remember, like for the
Yeah,
last.
and if you're
the Summer
talking-
Game
if
Fest,
it-
like, he was all about Elden Ring.
If somebody's voting, I mean, Elden Ring was everywhere. What did it sell? Like 12
It's gotta be
million?
Elden Ring. If it's
12
not Elden
million
Ring,
copies.
16 million, I think.
It's complete
16.
sham. It's complete sham.
Everybody
It
was
is a
talking about
sham.
it.
We know
People-
that
It already is.
People who weren't
It's
even
more of a
gamers
sham.
streamed Elden Ring playthroughs to try to
Right. And again, I haven't played it, but I'm looking at this is Impact. That game just destroys everything. So
And it's still also got a higher rating. It's got a higher rating. It's got the sales behind it.
Not
It's
that
got the
matters as
impact
much.
behind it.
apparently,
I'm
but-
just banking on that Sony bias, man. That's all.
Bro, if God of War wins, I would be stunned and I'd be like, bro,
I wouldn't be
this
stunned.
is
I
fucking
think
the
that's
balls
Sony
not-
out.
bias is already there. You got.
I
you know,
I
two
would
of the
be
top
like,
games
honestly,
that came out
if
this
the
year.
God of War wins, I'm like, dude, Sony paid him.
I think
He
God of
really
War is a
did.
close
Even
second.
GT7 snuck in there with some nominations.
I bet-
I think it's second. No, but I think it's second, but I just don't think it's even close. I think Elden Ring is like literally
it's not
that
even
is
close
the
as far as-
guarantee.
The only thing that's
win.
going to hurt Elden Ring is how long it's been since it came out.
Yes, that is the only thing that you could maybe say because
I disagree.
God of
People
War's
still
got the
talk about
recency.
Elden Ring. Elden Ring is still. It's not as big as it was when it first.
I wonder what the
around when it first
concurrent
came out.
users are.
I still hear people talking about that game. I'm going
No,
back. to
apparently
Elden
it's
Ring.
like super. Like I was seeing that the Elden Ring user is actually like still really high. So I think for sure it's got to be Elden Ring. I know. Retro thinks God of War is guaranteed, which I don't think so personally.
I don't
But-
want it to win, but I
Yeah.
know it will.
I understand where you're coming from.
So
Now,
Elden
Elden Ring-
Ring's,
Don't get it twisted. I
Elden
got you.
Ring's peak players in the last 30 days was 40,000. That must be in a day.
That's a lot. Yeah, it's in a
Yeah.
day. That is a lot.
But in
Still.
March, it was almost 1 million.
If it doesn't win, Elden Ring fanboys will rage. They will bring the whole show down.
And other than that stuttering issue on PCs, that was just like something to do with the caching of it.
Bro, Elden Ring almost brought down some of the biggest YouTubers on YouTube because they all got into a fight with dumbass Quantum TV. I don't know if you guys missed
No.
that or not, but that was a big thing. YouTuber after big YouTube, I'm talking about million plus subscribers, YouTubers were, because this guy came out, Quantum TV. I don't know if you knew about this.
I heard
The
Came
about
out
that.
and
whole
he was
review
one of the
thing,
worst
yeah.
reviews of
Yeah.
all time. The game was too hard for him, basically. So he shit on the game because it was too hard, basically. And
People
it was just
were
the worst
going
review. So
fucking nuts
everybody,
over
like this
that.
one kid came out. He had like maybe 2,000 subscribers. He came
And he
out and
sent
just
everybody
he
after
shitted
him.
all over this dude's video, which it should have been shitted on. But so he started going at, or Quantum started going after the kid. He was like, he's a kid, like 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went after him, and Quantum's like 30 years old, and he's just the worst asshole you could think.
And he
Like,
has
He's like
he's an
OJ.
asshole.
And he had a reasonable
He's the worst.
audience.
He destroys. He's worse, way worse. He's really like entitled and just he's
He
horrible.
started fucking like copyright claiming
Yeah,
and
he
all
started
that
copyright
shit.
claiming his kid, doing all
Oh,
this
that's
shit.
right.
All these YouTubers jumped in,
Yeah.
trying to help the kid out or whatever. And that kid's subscriber count went up to like 30,000 or some shit. Like it just blew up. So the impact of Elden Ring left the fucking video games and just took over YouTube. So it has to win.
Yeah,
And it was
I think,
anticipated for what,
Pac-Man,
7
thank you,
years?
Pac-Man
yeah.
got taken down. This dude has over 1 million subscribers, and YouTube sided with fucking Quantum over this. It was
Yeah,
the
that
weirdest.
was the worst part, man.
What's his name? Was about to quit, or he said he was anyway. Review Tech got into it. All these reviewers got it. It just went crazy. It was insane for like a month.
There's
And
nothing that
Quantum
makes.
was like, Quantum called Ackman's mom. He found her fucking phone number and was
What
saying,
the
"Your
fuck?
son go find it. Go look at it."
The
I know
fact that
that
you
angle.
dude sided with him was
bananas.
brutal.
And that's
It's
somebody
bananas.
trying to save their fucking reputation because they got called out for being a bitch.
Yeah,
Just like
the kid called him out, and he
what's the
couldn't handle
dude?
it.
The dude that the God of War creator who couldn't figure out Metroid Dread's first little
Oh,
secret
yes.
fucking
David
block,
Jaffe.
and
Yeah.
he got just annihilated because it says like 20 seconds before that it tells you to shoot around the environment to find hidden blocks. And he's like, "This is bad game design," but yeah, that's ridiculous.
But
Like,
he also said it was DLC, and that set all the fucking
I mean, the whole Metroid thing was stupid anyway. Like, bitch, did you ever play a Metroid game in your life? Like, come on, man.
so the thing about difficulty in Elden Ring, it's frustrating at times because it's like, why? I just spent 20 hours like in this beautiful world exploring all this fantasy stuff, fighting dragons, and then I get to this dude with these just cheap ass. Somebody even showed they broke the camera. They broke the camera free, and this one swing attack, he was like maybe the full height of your character away, the tip of the spear, and it was killing people. And it just shows like they had to make it a little bit cheap. They couldn't just rely on it actually.
You mean like to use some kind of in-game camera to
somebody like Boundary Break or something
boundary break type of thing
showed that his cane or his staff was maybe it was about half of the height of your character away, and it was counting as a hit because when you're behind the character you can't tell. And somebody's like,
Xenoblade Chronicles shit, bro.
He's like, I feel like I was farther away, like I shouldn't have got hit there, and I felt that, So
Why am I getting hit all the way over
there are some annoyances. I was like, why does they make this boss so just ridiculously hard at this point when I'm just like, I feel like I'm I should be over leveled, and I don't feel like spending the next 2 hours learning this boss's moves enough to be able to beat him, and then I feel that frustration. But I'm sure that guy didn't get very far in the game, and probably the very first area, like you literally come out and you can go down this hill and there's this knight guy on a horse. He's gonna kick your ass unless you're like level 20 to 30, and like he just murks you, and he has just.
Honestly, I think we should go back because for what was it? Content creator of the year. That should be Quantum. That was some popcorn ready type of shit. Like,
but it does make
Quantum
somebody.
TV should get,
it makes
content
somebody
creator of
look
the year.
pretty soft when.
Oh, because he said something in his review or in one of the rebuttals. I think it was to Review Tech. He was like, "I'm thoroughly tickled," and everybody started using that as a meme.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thoroughly tickled.
But it's just crazy. But I would say, in one of the streamer girls I watch, she was complaining, in quotes. She wasn't complaining, but she was saying how she thinks people are less interested in watching gameplay now, especially on her channel, but across the board. I'm like, you're playing God of War. Like, I don't want to watch you play God of War. The game's brand new. A lot of people want to play the game. They don't want to watch content creators play the game that just came out.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not a game that you're gonna like Elden Ring. I watched some of her Elden Ring gameplay. I'm like, shit, I didn't talk to that character. I missed that completely, and I would go back and do stuff. God of War, your playthrough is gonna be very similar.
Yeah, it's very
unless you like skip
linear.
There's people who skipped the Valkyries, didn't even know they were in the game. Went through, beat the game, and the Valkyries to me was the highlight of the game because it was the best. It showcased the combat the best, and you actually
you have to play like if you're gonna play a day one game, you have to be something like Breath of the Wild or Elden Ring, stuff that everybody's gonna have a different experience.
She's like, oh, this my views really dropped off. The first video was pretty decent. Second, third videos aren't doing great. People don't want spoilers. They don't want to see what's. It's a story driven game.
Well, that's why Animal Crossing is so huge too, because that's
Animal Crossing, everybody can do.
And then she goes, "Well, it's the biggest game of the year." I'm like, God of War is not the biggest game of the year, not even close.
It's Elden Ring.
Elden Ring and Call of Duty will be the two biggest games.
Yeah, Elden Ring and Call of Duty. Yeah.
But Elden Ring, God of War won't even ever touch Elden Ring sales numbers, unless like Robert was pointing out, unless the bundle.
Well, yeah,
helps.
I think the
first one just hit 23 million.
Did it?
So,
that's a lot.
God of War.
Yeah, but that also counts bundles and
the difference
over years.
I would say the difference between the PS4 bundles and the PS5 bundles was the PS4 bundle was the price didn't go up.
Yeah.
Even though there's not a lot of options for buying a PS5, but it actually is $560. It's not just included for like Uncharted was with us for $200. So
that's all I was just saying.
It's also not at $60. So like God of War, you can get it for what $20 now. Like it's like Grand Theft Auto 5. Oh, it sold 170 million copies.
But it's been $20 for 10 years.
Right, and it's been on 3 different fucking consoles.
Yeah, but it still is crazy.
It's still a lot.
God of War probably. I wonder how many. I bet it sold a couple million on PC.
But there's caveats to it.
But anyway, I would say Elden Ring's a shoe-in. I would say the least likely to win out of that group would be Stray or Plague Tale. I think would probably the bottom two.
They're in Game of the Year. Stray is in Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
It's a Plague Tale, Elden Ring, God of War, Horizon.
That's what I was saying. I was telling Robert, like
Stray should not be in Game of the
Year.
Year.
That I watched reviews and then people streaming it were like, this is fun, but it could have been so much more. It should have been so much more. It's just kind of
right. It has some really good elements that should have made for a much better game.
Yeah, I kind of feel Stray is, and maybe that's why they put it, because they usually put some type of indie game.
We need an indie game.
Yeah,
well, it should have been Tunic then.
That's what I was gonna say. You could have done Tunic. You could have done also Neon White.
Neon White, right?
And also, I know, but Immortality is very high rated. I know you guys have done, but that's also another like 89 or whatever.
I'm just talking shit.
But it's like those are like higher rated.
What was it about Stray? I wondered.
I think Stray. The thing is, Stray also did make an impact in terms of streaming. There were a lot of people that like that when that launched. It was pretty like
I did see a couple of
people like cats. I mean that's what it comes down to. But the game itself has really good elements. It never reaches Game of the Year status. And I love the game, but especially when the ending is like so anticlimactic. It's like, really? So no, Game of the Year, no.
Yeah, that's why I kind of figured it would maybe be that, but I definitely would have thought it could have been a toss up between like Neon White and Tunic.
Yeah, it should have been one of those two if you're gonna do an indie game.
But I'm surprised because they like to toss
of the year, if you will, the Celeste of the year.
I mean, now that I finished Bayonetta 3 and it reviewed pretty well, I think it's settled on like an 87.
Which you could have even done, but I get they wanted to do. They could have, but in terms of Bayonetta, you could have done a toss up between Horizon and Bayonetta to me.
Yeah, because
I have no problem with them. Just
Horizon, Bayonetta,
we're gonna save a slot for an indie game for this category.
Yeah,
I have no problem with that because I think
just
it should
make it a better indie game.
But it's got to be a better indie game than Stray. Like, come on.
And
Stray is again, it's that makes you go back to the popularity contest. It's a popularity thing.
It was because during streamers did a lot of Stray stuff.
Yeah, I honestly,
Tunic is not the biggest streamable game, anyways. That
No.
kind of
I thought
Neither is
Stray.
Neon
I
White.
thought somebody
Neon White, yeah.
photoshopped Stray in there. I didn't actually believe it when I noticed it. I'm like, wait, Stray's that has to be fake.
I'm not too surprised, but it's very much like it's the lowest rated. Like it was 83, which was very reminiscent of like 2019 with the whole Control thing, where it was like Control, the hell, and it was like 80. I think it was actually 83 also.
I'm gonna guess Control is I haven't finished or I barely started it. I'm gonna guess Control is a how do I want to word this? It's still it's a better experience overall. I would bet than Stray was.
After
Well,
I played
for
Control,
Juice, he's gonna say
after I
100%.
played Control, I completely
okay, so
understand why
Control
it
is
was
82.
nominated.
My bad. Control is actually 1 point lower than Stray.
Yeah.
So
I completely, after playing it, I completely understood why it was nominated, though. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I think this game was underrated, but... Oh, The Witcher 3 free next gen update, December
Next month?
14th.
All right.
and they're
Been
adding
waiting.
some features or something to the, I think some costume stuff to like the also everything else like PS4, Xbox
is,
One,
I've
even the
I've
Switch,
kind of been
even the
waiting
Switch.
for that.
Is Triss gonna look...
Even the Switch version gets an update.
Yeah.
shit.
Maybe time to play The Witcher 3? And Cyberpunk just got a FSR 1 point something free update on PlayStation and Xbox to improve.
It's a good game,
When I play
man.
that game, I won't know anything about any of its issues. I'm gonna play it.
It's a good game. It's a really good game to me. I really enjoyed
It
it.
won't have any issues when I play it.
This is also another game. Cyberpunk is a game that just like legit keeps having consistent players. It's like like you think, you don't know if they could
Doesn't have
perfect it
multiplayer,
another
does it?
time. No, it happens to be. It's just like The Witcher 3, where just over time it's still doing.
All right, I'm gonna
players.
predict
They got
the.
really big Netflix shows. That helps.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
predict
no, the Netflix show helped a lot.
I'm gonna predict the nominees for Game of the Year 2023 right now.
We should
Minus
right
the indie game.
Because they're probably not even announced yet.
Starfield, Tears of the
Okay.
Kingdom. Shit. I had a couple
I
others.
thought you said Garfield. I'm like,
No,
what?
Starfield. Tears of the Kingdom. I don't think Redfall.
I mean, it sucks that it comes out in December because I would have already nominated like Choo Choo Charlie for the indie
Callisto
game.
Protocol.
I think it's gonna do really good.
No, Choo Choo Joe is not gonna be game of the
It's
year.
gonna do really good.
It might be indie or something. Actually, they don't have a best horror game, surprisingly. Now I think about it.
Oh, no horror. Yeah.
What? I'm missing like.
Maybe
There's
never
enough
done it,
horror
but
games that come out every year. You think
there's
there'd
always
be-
some type of horror games.
There's a whole list of 2023 games that I was just looking at the other day.
I must say, yeah, Tears of the Kingdom, Starfield for sure. Well, maybe not for sure. I would think for sure.
It
You would
will.
hope for sure. You would hope for sure. But, then I'll say,
Final Fantasy 16.
I don't know. It depends. It really depends on.
Hogwarts Legacy.
That also
Uh,
depends.
It's
I
gonna
also
be-
I
you
also
might not
think
like it. It's gonna be in there.
I also think Bayonetta 3 didn't make that game of the year list because of the whole voice actor thing.
Could be.
And just the little things like kind of scrubbed it wrong.
God,
To be
I-
No,
honest
that's
with
what I said. It's not gonna be in there because he's gonna invite Helena Taylor on the stage, like with everybody.
you. Imagine.
Man, I swear there was more bigger. Resident Evil 4. That's the other one I was thinking of. So,
You think
Street
that'd be?
Fighter.
Yeah.
RE4, Starfield, Tears of the Kingdom.
Street Fighter.
Game of the Year? I don't know.
I don't think game of the year. I think that'd be best
I'm gonna
fighter
s-
to hand it off to that.
Yeah, but it can be an A. You game of the year, you're in every category. So
True.
Maybe that Atomic Heart maybe could.
I don't think that'd
What
be.
about no, Stellar Blade won't. Pikmin 4? No. That would be a family game for sure.
Yeah, family game.
I swear there was another,
Suicide
like,
Squad. Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. That's the Rocksteady game, and Rocksteady games usually,
according
Yeah.
to you guys, we're gonna get like next year. We're gonna get Fable. We're gonna get Elder Scrolls 6.
Nobody said.
Like Prime
Nobody
4.
said.
Maybe
Nobody.
Wolong Fallen Destiny. That looked pretty cool. I thought it was gonna be more. I thought there was
You'll
more
get
games.
Starfield, you'll get Redfall, and you'll get a surprise. I don't know if it's gonna be.
I don't think
Uh,
Redfield's I had to
I
see
think
how
you'll
the game
see
looks.
Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe for sure.
Diablo 4 is supposed to
Don't
come
buy
out.
that shit, Nintendo fan. Don't buy that.
Assassin's Creed Mirage has a chance. Oh, what about the Avatar game? Maybe the Avatar game's really fucking
I mean,
good.
that's gonna be trash.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't trust.
afraid
I
for
don't
that.
trust Ubisoft making the Avatar game because the first one was utter garbage. It's garbage.
I gotta say, I am proud that The Last of Us Part 1 didn't get nominated for Game of the Year. I am proud that they.
Man, if that fucking
That's a
game
low
got
bar,
named
bro.
the year oh, Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 has a good
Oh, yeah,
chance of
Spider-Man
being
2.
has a
I
good
think
chance of
that
being game of the year. Just because God of War did, Horizon did, right? And so
It's gonna be all Sony games next year. All PlayStation. No.
really?
Starfield
What's
for
coming
sure.
out next year?
They ain't got. I don't think they have anything.
Diablo
for sure.
4 is next year.
Yeah,
Supposedly.
early, supposedly.
I can see that being there.
Anyway, I think
The
that's
Last of Us movie. They're gonna make The Last of Us movie. The TV show is going to be on Game of the Year.
Oh
Man,
Jesus!
I'm hoping because I'm regretting my HBO Max 1 year. I bought a year at a time, and then House of the Dragon ended, and I'm like, I haven't opened that app in a month. And I'm like, why did I pay for a year? I should have got it for.
You don't watch anything. There's so much good shit in there, bro. So much good stuff in HBO Max.
I'm watching.
I'm like right now. I'm stuck in like animation. What do you call it?
Critical Jinker said Wakanda
DC
Forever
animation.
is to Black Panther what Wonder Woman 84 was to Wonder Woman. I mean, I wouldn't
Yeah,
doubt it.
No way.
I wouldn't doubt it. This guy. No way. I've heard nothing anywhere near that anywhere. I knew that about Wonder Woman right away. Because
I didn't know it based until I watched the movie personally. I thought I was excited for it. And then Grace gave it a great review. I was like, all right, this is gonna be awesome.
Wonder Woman.
I know that I know that Juice. I feel like I say this a lot for you, but I think Wakanda Forever might be one of your favorite Marvel movies if you watch it. The reason I say it, like, I think I could count on one hand how many jokes they had.
Yeah, I heard it's
And that's not even.
any.
I'm not even kidding.
It's
like,
very
it's-
serious. It pays
Yeah.
homage to Chadwick for like the first hour or so. It's basically
Oh.
about him.
Well, yeah, I
40
mean,
minutes.
but
The
they do
funeral
it.
and all
They
that.
do it such a good job to me.
I heard they did a fantastic job with that. I
Shit
still
is-
wish they
Shit
would
is
have
so
recast
sad.
him.
Like the intro, I'm like,
I still will say they should have recast him. I understand. Maybe they should have just waited, and then they could have had the time to process it, and then say, "All right, we need to because you can't take Black Panther is such a big, character, especially for my community, to finally have a character
Yeah, I think
on that level,
What?
and then you just let him die. And I think they should have recast him. That's
How
just
about-
me.
no,
Well,
they
I
didn't
mean-
do it
well,
before. They
but
did
to
it
be
with
fair,
the Hulk.
I mean, if you saw the trailer, there's still, Black
Well,
Panther.
I mean, I get it. I mean, Chadwick Boseman died, and
Right.
people were feeling a certain way. I'm sure, because they were friends. Ryan Coogler and Chadwick were close friends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that also weighed on him, and it had something to do with it. But this is T'Challa, dude. You can't
Yeah.
kill off T'Challa when he just had one movie. He only had
Yeah.
one movie. Like
At least I'm glad
thing
he was
is
in
that-
Infinity War and Endgame and Civil
Right,
War.
he
I'm
didn't
glad
have-
he was in those.
Endgame,
side
he
character.
didn't have shit in that
Civil
movie,
War.
though.
Civil War. It's half
Civil
his
War
movie.
is a big part. He's a big part
Yeah,
of that.
I honestly think that's the better Black Panther movie. To be honest,
That's what I always say. Like, it looks way.
I didn't
the
see
action
Wakanda
stuff
Forever,
in
but
Civil War
Black
was just
Panther to
so
me
good.
was just
Well,
such.
no, baby, he's not even in Wakanda Forever. So
I would say
There's
the
some
f-
bullshit to Black Panther. Don't get me. Don't
The
get it
first
twisted.
half of Black Panther I thought was pretty good, but after that I just didn't. It
That
just lost
CGI
me.
fest at the end was awful. And the
I
rhinos
really
and-
think, I truly believe. I know. I think I said this about Last Jedi to you and stuff, but I think for sure this would be one of your
Did you
favorite.
say that
Marvel
about
movies.
Eternals or something? What?
Oh yeah, I said that about Eternal.
The Eternals.
Yeah, he
Man,
said
no.
the Eternals. This is gonna be
Oh,
your
you-
favorite
you just
MCU
lost
movie.
all your
Black
credibility
Panther
right
or
there.
Black Widow. This is gonna be your favorite MCU movie.
I think,
No Way
I think
Home. This is
Wakanda
gonna be your
Forever
favorite
will-
Spider-Man movie. No.
I think
do believe
Wakanda
it's
Forever
great,
will
though.
genuinely be one
I
of your
do
favorite
believe it's
Marvel
great.
movies. I don't think you're gonna love it, but I think it would be one of your favorite.
I'll watch it
Eternals is
after I watch
garbage, man.
after I watch Multiverse of Madness someday.
I don't think you're gonna love that movie. It's
I have no desire to watch another MC movie the rest of my life, to
Gosh.
be honest. At this
Damn.
point,
But Wakanda Forever is generally like a
I regret-
standalone as you can watch it. It's a solid movie, man.
And I do want to see no more. Like that's like
He was
such an
one,
obscure
one of my
fucking character.
that was one of my favorite Marvel villains. Like
Oh really?
Yeah, Namor. Very cool.
Okay.
that's saying
Like,
a lot.
I thought-
That's not
Excuse
saying
me,
a lot.
It's Namor. It's Namor.
It's
from the
not a
comic,
more.
but
Oh,
They
okay.
changed it to Namor. in the
All I
movie.
know is I watched a video and I don't know if I sent it to you guys. You probably wouldn't watch it anyway. It was a
And you know,
dissection or a discussion about why CGI's gotten so bad or doesn't look as good as it used to. It was a really good video, and there's a lot of points I already knew.
I feel like I've seen that.
And
We're talking about like TV and stuff.
no, he's talking about how studios get this, the special effects studios get screwed because a lot of these movies now they do big reshoots or they change halfway through, and they don't get more money for having to scrap all their work and start and redo
Right.
it, and then they have to eat the cost. And these companies, it's hard to make money, and then they're
It's a
so
grind.
they're so overworked that they just
Yes.
whoever will do the work they hire,
Yeah.
So
And now you have the added pressures because of Disney Plus. They're all doing all the CGI stuff. So this is stuff the industry is just getting bottlenecked with all this CGI
so
work.
basically you could buy a couple high
Netflix
end,
too.
you could build some beefy PCs, say you're a special effects company, and you might get some work, because it's
You
just
might, yeah.
if you do it for cheap. But I will say, just from the trailers, I thought the there's a scene with Namor in the Black Panther trailer that I was like, well, CG definitely hasn't gotten any better since Shang-Chi. Like, it just looks so fake to me. It just kills me.
The trailers look great to me though. I like for the movie. Like,
You haven't seen
I
it
mean,
yet?
I'm not
Anyway.
talking on a technical level.
Anyway,
but
we'll get
it's
out of
pretty
here.
good.
Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll be back next week. And when's the game awards that we're not watching?
It's like December. I think December.
Remember
14th.
we were
We're
live
not- we're not
reacting?
watching
Week or
them?
something. That was one of my favorite. That was one of my favorite
That
ones.
was
Dan, and
when
it's-
we
it's
live
all
reacted
gone.
with Red Knight. I was having so much fun, and he's like, "Fuck, I ain't uploading this. I'm done."
Hey, yeah. It's a
So
shame.
anyway, we'll be
It's a
back.
shame.
So we should do it and upload it.
Yeah.
Just,
Hey,
just for
I don't know
shits
what
and
date
giggles.
is. We have to find out what date is.
I'm not sitting through